I hate to correct Marty Cifuentes, but there's actually 5 teams that have scored more goals than them.
The tension is in the detail, isn't it? It's a marginal gain. Sorry, Marty.
Yeah, exactly. Ipswich Town being one of them. Hull City as well, Bristol City. Coventry, of course, 34 goals that they've scored. I mean, they're just head and shoulders above everybody at the moment, Coventry. But, you know, as we were saying in terms of Femi Aziz, you know, at least midfielders are scoring goals as well for Leicester. What have you made of them this season? What is Marty Cifuentes going to be most frustrated about, do you think?
I think against Hull City, he said himself, and he was very critical, wasn't he? Public was very unusual for managers to say that when they say the standards aren't good enough, and it was going to, what he means is that his team weren't at it mentally, that they weren't putting the objects under pressure, that they weren't closing down, they weren't doing the horrible stuff. And that's what I mentioned about some of the players thinking that they may be a bit too good for the Championship, and they got found out against Hull. On the forward side of it, I spoke about it with Dance earlier, between Ayew, Carenza and Daka, they've got 1 goal in 27 games between them.
Wow.
And that's Jordan Ayew. So not only can I not hit a cow's backside of the banjo, they can't actually pick the banjo up. So, and what happens, I know he says he's spreading the goals around the team, which is great, but when you're playing, if you know you've got a striker or 2 strikers that are in red hot scoring form, you know for where, if it's a tight game, that they get you out of trouble, that gives you confidence. That gives you confidence, right, if we keep it tight, we know we're going to nick a goal. At the moment, that's not the vibe for the Leicester players.
Too many draws as well, which has been a real problem for them. Only the 1 win in the league since the start of September. And, you know, the problem is when you get relegated from the Premier League is that all the other teams in the Championship want to go out and beat you. And then when they do that, you start to lose a little bit of confidence. There's obviously been a few changes. How do they get back into the kind of, you know, the winning momentum, which is hard to do when you've gone down?
Yeah, I think you just have to do the basics really well. We've got a change, obviously, at centre-half. Daya Coley's going to play alongside Vestergaard. You've got to make sure that your 2 centre-halves are very aggressive. And you know full well that you get teams in the Championship that like to go forward a lot quicker. We've seen that in the Premier League this season play as well, where who would have thought it, the long ball's back, because that negates the press. It only took them 5 years to get that, you know. Yeah. So, you know, you're going in the channels, you know, with set pieces that you've got to be very aggressive, whether it's corners, free kicks, whether it's throw-ins. So it's relentless game to game, but it's relentless in the games in the Championship. And if you're not mentally focused, then you're going to get found out. And it'll be interesting to see the reaction from this Leicester team, because Marty Cifuentes would say that he only had, because of the debacle towards the end of the season with Ruben Nistelrooy, he was still there, you know, he was going. He only had 3.5 weeks pre-season to train and, you know, get his philosophy across. And this group of players, they didn't sign any new players until the season started. So he's got a couple of mitigating circumstances, but now we're into coming up to like the last international break. He'll want to go into that international break with at least a couple of wins under his belt, so you get that little bit of momentum.
You can pick up that momentum at Christmas. You know, the festive periods is a perfect time to be able to do that. So do you think things are going to settle down for Leicester? Do you think they'll get into a bit of a groove eventually?
Yeah, I'll be amazed if they didn't make the playoffs. You know, because it's the quality in the team. Like I always said, they've got players like Harry Winks, where I think he's one of those players that sort of is average in the Premier League, but when his attitude right, when he comes down to the Championship, he's too good for it, because he's the one who lends it, gets the ball and lends it, and he gets obviously Leicester ticking over. So obviously you've got Vestergaard, who's played, you know, loads of games in the Premier League. He's aggressive and he's got that balance on the left-hand side. Fatawu, who's very, very good in the wide areas on the right-hand side for Leicester. Again, he's good 1v1s. He's their top scorer with 3 goals this season. So there is the quality in this Leicester team, but they've got to have the application to match that quality.
Yeah, without a doubt. The players are in the tunnel. This is the Lions' Den, lit in blue above their heads, and it's the Leicester City players who are going to be entering the Lions' Den, looking to get themselves back to winning ways again after defeat to Hull midweek. And out the players come into the tunnel to rapturous applause from the Millwall fans, and the Leicester fans to my left-hand side in the northern stand have been in fine voice for the last 10 to 15 minutes additionally as well. Leicester in their away kit of bright pink this afternoon as well, ahead of course, the dark blue of Millwall. We've got a packed live football schedule for you, as always, across the Talksport network, across this weekend. And 500 games we're bringing you across this season. Game Day Live right now is over on Talksport with Adrian Durham taking you around the grounds in the EFL and the Premier League. Brentford-Liverpool is at an 8 p.m. kickoff, live and exclusive on Talksport. And of course, it is a huge night of boxing as well, as Joseph Parker will face Fabio Wardley at the O2. That is live on Talksport from 10 p.m. with the undercard before that here on Talksport 2 from 7:30. But here at the Den, it's live and exclusive EFL Championship football on your home of the EFL, Talksport 2, as Millwall take on Leicester in the company of Perry Groves and Ian Danter.
Thank you, Faye, and a very good afternoon to you wherever and however you're listening to Talksport 2. And welcome to South Bermondsey and the Den, which has been home to Millwall FC on this site since their 1993 move from the original Den. They are one of several EFL clubs who could lay claim to being the biggest not to have played in the Premier League since its inception. The London Lions were last relegated from the top flight back in 1990, 3 years before they came here. And in recent times, they've come so close to making the Championship playoffs, only to fall short in the end. Like last season, when they finished 8th, just 2 points off 6th spot. Former Championship title-winning manager Alex Neil has seen Millwall up to 3rd before the lunchtime kickoffs. They're currently 4th because of Stoke's win. 3 straight wins in doing so, including the impressive 2-0 win over Stoke on Tuesday, and another Midland side arrive here today in Leicester, who start the weekend in 9th, the best placed in fact of the 3 relegated sides from last season, indeed the only ones in the top half of the table. But the Foxes have just the 1 win from their past 7 league fixtures, only 1 defeat as well, but that was last time out in a very disappointing performance at Hull City. Team news: Millwall are deprived of the Southampton loanee Will Smallbone in their midfield with a hamstring injury picked up in the win against the Potters here in midweek. Luke Cundle came on for him that night, and he replaces him in the starting lineup this afternoon. As for Leicester, their only really long-term injury seems to be Harry Souter at the back. Bobby Decordova-Reid is missing. Steffi Mavididi is back on the bench this afternoon after that defeat to Hull last time out at the MKM. Marty Cifuentes makes 4 changes to the Leicester lineup. Out go Fass, Chowdhury, Sumare and Daka. In come Ricardo Pereira, Okoli, Ramsey and Monga. So the lineups for Millwall: Max Crocombe in goal, Ryan Leonard, Tristan Kramer, Jake Cooper and Zach Sturgeon are back 4. Derek Mazusako and Kasper Denori are the holding midfielders. Femi Aziz, Luke Cundle and Tieno Ballo behind Mihailo Ivanovic in attack. For Leicester, Jakub Stolarczyk, their keeper, and the 4-2-3-1 in front of that is Ricardo Pereira, Calabaconi, Yannick Vestergaard and Luke Thomas. Harry Winks and Jordan James to hold, Abdul Fatawu, Aaron Ramsey and Jeremy Monga, the 16-year-old, in behind Jordan Ayew in attack. Our referee today is James Bell from Yorkshire. It's only his 2nd Championship fixture of the season. He was in charge at St Mary's on opening weekend, when you might remember Southampton got that late show to see off Wrexham. We are all sat towards the back of the Barry Kitchener main stand, west stand here at the Den, bang on the halfway line. The travelling Leicester fans away to our left in both tiers of the north stand, and the Coldblow stand to our right. And it's the north stand, the away end, to which Millwall are kicking as we get underway on Talksport 2 in their dark blue home strip. Leicester in their change strip today of the pink shirts and shorts with black shorts. And an early throw for Luke Thomas, who had a pretty torrid evening against Hull City on Tuesday night, trying to set speedster Jeremy Monga away down the left-hand side, but Tristan Kramer just got a toe in and put it out for a throw to Leicester City, almost level with the 18-yard line as they're attacking the Coldblow Leyland Leicester to our right-hand side. Perry Groves with me today. Leicester will have a throw which Thomas will take, gets it back from Vestergaard. Doesn't know, Vestergaard just juggles with the ball and keeps it away from Ivanovic, and then Calabacoli played the pass back to his goalkeeper Stolarczyk blind. Hadn't seen just how far out of his goal Stolarczyk was, but he won it back anyway. Harry Winks has come to pick the ball up from the goalkeeper. Okoli, one of the 4 changes made by Cifuentes today, looks for Fatawu, but Millwall win it back nice and early, and Denori works it out to Cundle on this left-hand side, right underneath our commentary position. Oh, good ball in field from Zach Sturge, now permanent signing from Chelsea. And it's a packed house, Perry, at the Den this afternoon. There must be nudging 18,000, 19,000 here now for home games.
Yeah, there's a really good atmosphere. There's real buzz when you come out of South Bermondsey Station and you walk up to the Den. There's expectation here from the Millwall fans. And understandably so, Dance, winning the last 3 games on the trot. You know, they got a bit of a schooling here, didn't they, against Coventry? Those lost 4-0, and they've reacted really, really well. And we just see Millwall now. See, Alex Neil's made sure that his team are on the front foot. Leicester just trying to play out from the back. Harry Winks just dropping in.
Now Leicester trying to bring the ball forward. Jordan James making a run through the centre of midfield up to the edge of the area, but well defended in the air. But the ricochet works for Abdul Fatawu. Great drive, great block from Tristan Kramer. Ayew picks up the loose ball for Leicester. Monga now down the left-hand side of the box, lays it back to Luke Thomas. First time cross headed away by Kramer and further clear by Tieno Ballo. Sturge might find Ballo. Offside flag goes up against the Leicester player and the danger passes, but just for a moment there, Perry Groves, Leicester bursting through the centre of the Millwall defence, 0-0.
Yeah, Jordan James, you say Leicester beat the press brilliantly. Jordan James found himself in the centre forward position, and to be fair to Sturge, a left back from Millwall, he got across, got a really good challenge in. Then it broke free to Fatawu. I think he's going to score, Dance. He gets it on his left foot. It's an unbelievable block from Kramer, the centre half of Millwall. He just put his body on the line. That little bit of action there sort of epitomises what Millwall about, putting your bodies on the line. Sturge at first, then Kramer. So I think Fatawu actually thought himself it's going to balls and be picked out the back of the net.
3 minutes gone, 0-0 on Talksport 2. Here is Fadil Atawu, bring the ball in field, but runs into Casper Denore, who just no nonsense toe pokes it away from Abdul Fatawu. Now Sturge on this near side, the Millwall left, is clipped by Jordan Ayew. That's a free kick to Millwall, who are now 8 points behind Coventry after Coventry's emphatic win that we brought you at lunchtime here on Talksport 2, beating 10-man Watford by 3-1. 4 8th place finishes that Millwall have had in the past 8 seasons following their promotion back from League One in 2017. Certainly the nearly men, Perry.
Yeah, I think, as you said, it's very frustrating for Millwall fans because it's the hope that kills you. You know, when you think you're going to break into those playoff positions, they just haven't really had the squad depth. I think, you know, that might go against them this season. Alex Neil obviously will hope to get to January. Obviously get his injured. I think they've got like 5 injured players who would be, you know, first team players at the moment. There's a great little battle just already sort of transpiring on this right-hand side for Leicester, Fatawu, and then against Sturge, who's the left-back for Millwall, because they've had already 3 1v1 confrontations, and at the moment it's Sturge who's come out best 2-1 because there's little nutmegs from Fatawu who thought he got away from him, but lucky for Sturge, Cooper was the one who was just inside and just nicked the ball.
We'll keep you in touch with goals going in elsewhere this afternoon. Now the 3 o'clock games are underway. At lunchtime, I mentioned the win for Coventry. Ipswich and Stoke also won in the Championship. Bolton beat Cardiff in League One. Mansfield and Wigan drew. Cheltenham beat Walsall. Great result for Steve Cottrell as they improve. And Fleetwood beat Accrington, and Halifax and York drew in the National League. Millwall coming away on 4 minutes with Ballo. Tries to knock the ball in field for Cundall. It's half cleared by Leicester, but the deflection takes it back to this left-hand side and Sturge. Ballo juggling with the ball on this left-hand side, was a real star against Stoke in midweek. But Millwall lose out and Leicester get it up to Jordan Ayew. He lays it back to Vestergaard, and then Jordan James just elects to pass it all the way back to Jakub Stelacic. Chelsea won. Sunderland nearly one of the 2-3 o'clock games in the Premier. Alejandro Garnacho, is that his first for Chelsea? I think it is. And in that big game between second and third in League One, Stevenage 0, Bradford 1. Neil Byrne puts the Bantams ahead at the Lamex. 0-0 here at the Den. 5 minutes gone on Talksport 2. With Leicester coming forward down the left-hand side. It's with Luke Thomas. Works it out further left to the 16-year-old Jeremy Monga. Monga, though, is dispossessed by Aziz, who floats the ball up to Mihailo Ivanovic, but that was sailing over his head, and indeed the head of Vestergaard. And Leicester tidy up. Ricardo Pereira works the ball back to Akoli. Millwall are pressing up the pitch when they get the chance, and they are forcing the ball to go back to the keeper Stelacic, who I thought Tieno Ballo just was going to nick the ball off him for a split second, but Leicester don't get it clear. And here's Ivanovic 20 yards from goal, back to goal. Thought he was slipping in Denori to his right, but Denori just hadn't made the run. Leicester can bring it away. 0-0 the score. Fatawu in plenty of space on the right-hand side as they attack the cold blow lane end. Little reverse ball to get Aaron Ramsey into the area, across the face of goal, and no one there in a pink shirt to tap it in, and Millwall scramble it clear for a throw on the far side. 0-0.
Good link up play on the right-hand side with Fatawu, just getting it from Aaron Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey's just going on a underlap, get himself into the 18-yard box with his right foot. He's just whipped it across the 6-yard box, and you're looking for Jordan Iwood, the centre forward, who's actually dropped deep to get involved in the build-up play. That's where you want him, in between the two posts, and the ball just goes straight across the 6-yard box. In the end, Leonard at the right back position from Millwall was able to clear it.
Couple of goals in League 2. Bromley 0, MK Dons 1. MK 4 straight league wins for them, and it's Russian Hepburn Murphy has got that, and also Bromley 0, Crewe 0, Grimsby 1. Grimsby scored 25 goals this season, really flying. Here's Aaron Ramsey for Leicester at 0-0 down the left-hand side of the Millwall box. Lays it off to Monga. Monga's going to try and have a run down the right-hand side, but it's flicked out of play by Ryan Leonard for a corner kick to Leicester, away to our right-hand side of the cold blow lane end. 0-0.
Yeah, Aaron Ramsey playing in that 10 position for Leicester City, just drifting in and around Jordan Ayew, just turn up in the inside right position, inside left position, gets it out to Monga on that left hand side, couple of little foot overs. In the end, Leonard defends really well the Millwall right back corner for Leicester over on their left hand side.
Middlesbrough 0, Wrexham 1. Josh Windass in the Championship, and also in the Championship another Welsh side ahead. Swansea 1, Norwich 0. Zach Fipotnik. Jordan James with this corner for Leicester, right footed in swinger, free header clear for Ivanovic, and further flicked clear by Tiana Ballo, but Ricardo Pereira will retrieve it. There was no one on halfway in navy blue for Millwall. 0-0 the score. 8 minutes gone on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Here's Jordan Ayew, 30 yards out for Leicester. Plays the ball out to Monga on the left wing. Kundal facing him up. It's played back to Aaron Ramsey. And now Ricardo Pereira, who's come across to the inside left channel from his usual right back berth. Ramsey again plays the ball in field to Ricardo Pereira. Laid off to Harry Winks. Akoli now moving up from centre half, drills the ball into the edge of the area, but comfortably cleared away by Kramer. 0-0.
Dan, you know when you see that, when players should know limitations, Akoli's just got the ball in the inside right position, the Leicester centre half. He's what, 35, 40 yards from goal, and he thinks I'll have a shot. You think, no mate, just get it out to Taiwo on this right hand side and let him have a go 1v1 up against Sturge.
Gateshead 0, Truro 1. Truro improving in the National League after what was a shaky start. 0-0 here at the Den in the Championship. Jordan Ayew having a run at Kramer, gets into the area left hand side. Kramer backs off him. It's Aaron Ramsey with a shot straight at the goalkeeper. Comfortable claim for Max Crocombe, and that's the first effort on goal on 9 minutes. 0-0.
Yeah, good play from Jordan Ayew, just cutting in from that left hand side, giving it to Ramsey central, getting his shot away straight down the throat of Crocombe. 0-0. Worked in field by Tieno Bala for Kundal, who's clipped by Ricardo Pereira, and Mill will get themselves a free kick. Gillingham 0, Salford 1 in League 2. No winning 5 for Gillingham, with of course Gareth Ainsworth, the manager, having medical leave, and Salford have won 2 out their last 3. Did you say Truro 1-0 up?
Yes.
Gateshead.
Yes.
That's the record-breaking.
It is the travelling, yeah.
I think it's like 998 miles or something.
I mean, Truro and Gateshead is a bit of a way, yeah, certainly, and there's another one as well somewhere down the league. So I think Yeovil and Carlisle are playing today in the National League, and that's a bit of a jaunt if you're a Carlisle fan going all the way down to Hewish Park.
By the way, it doesn't count if you get a flight up there.
No, true.
You've got to go either coaches or trains.
Here come Millwall with Femi Aziz down the right hand side, level with the 18-yard line. He's got Luke Thomas backpedaling, checks onto his left foot, rolls it back to Denori 30 yards out, urged to shoot by 1 or 2 around us, tucks it back out to Aziz on the right hand side. Leonard on the overlap is the decoy, not used, or at least he is used now as it's given to him by Denori. Now Kundal drives the ball across, but it came off him last. He wanted a corner, but it came off him as he hit it against Harry Winks. It's a goal kick to Leicester City. So they're both getting up ahead of steam, these two teams. 10 minutes gone, 0-0.
Yeah, I think Femi Aziz, that was the first time he's had the opportunity coming out to 11 minutes played on a 1v1 situation against Luke Thomas, and I think he did too many Michael Flatley foot overs, Dance. In the end, he fooled himself, didn't he? He did like 3 or 4 of them, and to be fair to Luke Thomas, even though he backed off, he didn't make the challenge.
Given away by Stolarczyk. and Leicester have it, or rather Millwall have it. It's Femi Aziz inside the area. What a save by Stolarczyk with his left boot, stuck it out as a last hope as Aziz was trying to drive it in at his near post, and it's gone behind for a corner. Big chance for Millwall to open the scoring.
To be fair, Dan, Stolarczyk just got himself out of a whole heap of trouble, because it was him who gave the ball away, just recycled it from Millwall, came to Aziz, then he just got it onto his right foot. Looked like it was going to go in to Stolarczyk's near post. To be fair, it was a long Inspector Gadget leg that left foot did manage to save it, kick the ball away. Corner for Millwall on their right hand side,
where the Docker stand meets the North stand. Right footed outswinger from Kundl. Up go the heads, and it's Coley heads it over his own crossbar, was it? No, it actually came off a Millwall head last of all. I think it was Jake Cooper, and it ends up being a goal kick to Leicester City. Derby County lead Queen's Park Rangers in the Championship by 1-0. Carlton Morris on the mark for Derby. That's his 5th of the season. Barrow 1, Barnet 0 in League 2 as well. Score just coming in. Barrow got their first one in 4 last time out. Leicester fire the ball up to halfway, but it's straight down the throat of Jake Cooper, and then Derek Masusako guides it back to Kramer. Denori now in the midfield takes over for Millwall. Kundl out to Sturge on the left-hand side. Ballo was pushed in field for the time being, so it's given back to Casper Denori, who spots Aziz in space on the right-hand side, but the sun got in his eyes actually for that floated pass, and he went under his boot and out of play for a Leicester throw. 0-0 on 12 minutes.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt, Dan, shall we? Because he thinks he looked like he needed a sun visor on. It was a brilliant change of play from Denori, actually, from this left-hand side over to the right-hand side. To be fair to Luke Thomas, he had a bit of a schooling, didn't he, midweek against Hull City? But it looks like every time it comes out to Aziz, he's the one that makes sure that he goes and closes him down, so Aziz can't get a run at him.
Free kick given by James Bell, the referee, for a foul on Jordan Ayew. Goals going in elsewhere. Harrogate 0, Newport 1 in League 2. That's the bottom side, Newport leading at Harrogate, who are not that far above them. Chesterfield lead at Tranmere Rovers to an Amara Patrick own goal. And it's joy and confide at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday, ding dong, he's gone. But it's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Oxford United 1. Will Lancashire putting Gary Rabbit's side in front. Here is Abdul Fatawu for Leicester City at 0-0 as we approach the 14-minute mark at the Den on EFL Live here on Talksport 2. Fatawu up against Sturge, cuts inside him to the right-hand corner of the area, floats the ball in. That might have been drifting into the top corner, but Tristan Kramer came along and just headed it behind for a Leicester City corner there. Second of the game, 0-0.
Yeah, Leicester causing Millwall a few problems in the midfield area, because Pereira's going in there, that like the inverted right back position, creating a little overload. Ball comes out to Fatawu on this right hand side. It's a great little ball that he just fed into the 6-yard box. Really good defensive play from Kramer, making sure he heads it over his own crossbar. Corner for Leicester on their right.
Taken by James to around the penalty spot, just sailed over the head of Coley. Vestergaard will keep it in play on the far side of the area. Winks with a lovely first time ball back into the box, drops on the volley for Fatawu, but he got it all wrong and screwed it wide when it looked like he had space to get the volley away. Ends up being a Millwall goal kick. 0-0.
Actually, Dan, I think as the ball drops out of the air, he should be taken on his right foot. He tried to take it onto his left foot. Denori did really well, just made sure that he went and slid in, so Fatawu didn't have a little bit of time. But as I say, I think if he takes it on his right foot, he's either going to smash it back across the 6-yard box or hopefully get a shot on target. 3 goals this season for Abdul Fatawu. Had his injury problems in the Premier League campaign last season, but he's one of the men most likely. It's the centre forwards where the goals aren't really coming. Ayew has scored once this season against Oxford, but Patson Daka hasn't scored, and nor has Julian Carranza, the Argentine brought in the summer. Throw to Millwall, right hand side. Sorry, Perry. Patson Daka has 1 goal in his last 45 league games. Makes me look prolific.
I'm glad you said that.
Just got him before you did.
Yeah. Scunthorpe 0, Aldershot 1. John Coleman now manager of the Shots, and they lead. They've been struggling lately, but they lead at Glanford Park in the National League. Here in the Championship, it is 0-0, but Millwall have a throw, and of course they've got a long throw specialist. Everybody's got one. Ryan Leonard is the long throw specialist for Millwall, and it's over on the right-hand side, level with the 18-yard line at the Docker stand side. And it comes then from Ryan Leonard. into the near post. Kramer heads it on, doesn't drop at the back post for Ballo. Leicester get it clear, but drops for Mazu Sakho. Works it back out to Leonard, right hand side, just tucks it down that right wing, asking Aziz to go and chase it, and he keeps it in, and he's knocked it back in field for Leonard. Leonard drives it into the near post, and Winks turns it behind for another Millwall corner. 0-0.
Yeah, good link-up play on that far side with Aziz and Leonard. Leonard going on the underlap, get himself into the box, trying to get his shot across the 6-yard box. Really good block from Leicester at the near post. Ball goes out for another corner for Millwall on their right hand side.
As a train trundles past in that gap between the North Stand and the Dockers Stand on its way to London Bridge, Luke Cundle spots the ball down. It will be a right-footed out swinger in that area of the pitch. Casper Dunner has just moved along the dead ball line for a short corner, but it's gone into the near post. Kramer heads it up in the air but doesn't really know where it was going. It might drop here for Tieno Ballo down the right hand side. Very fleet of foot, drives the ball back into the area, half cleared by Ricardo. Denori with a shot, brilliant block again by Winks. Right place, right time for him, and away come Leicester trying to counter with Jordan Ayew. Gets up to the halfway line and Leonard slides in and puts it out for a throw. Full-blooded contest here, 0-0 on Talksport 2.
Yeah, no, I think it was a full-blooded contact in Harry Winks' unmentionables. I think the referee, James Bell, just say, just count them, you're right, yep, I'm okay, carry on.
Leicester City, relegated from the Premier League last year. They've yo-yoed between Premier League and Championship in recent times. All sorts of stories about whether there will or won't be any points deduction retribution from the EFL. Whether that will actually happen or not, we'll have to wait and see. Leicester, the only of the relegated sides in the top half of the table at the start of the weekend. Although Ipswich have won today against West Brom at lunchtime to ease their worries. Now Winks missed the ball in the centre circle, and it's brought forward for Millwall by Denori. Works it out wide to Aziz. Aziz into the area right hand side, gets the strike away, pushed out by Stolarczyk, and they just couldn't get to the second ball. Millwall goes out of play for a throw on the right hand side. Ivanovic was so close to getting onto the loose ball as Stolarczyk palmed it away, but Leicester got it clear. 0-0.
Yeah, it's really sloppy play from McCauley. Left centre half giving the ball away, comes to Denore, just gets it straight out to Aziz on that right hand side, just gets the ball on his right foot. Again, he's just trying to smash it across Stolarczyk. Really good stay from Stolarczyk, low down to his right hand side. Ivanovic said down, he's just trying to pick up the bits and pieces, but to be fair to Stolarczyk, he managed to parry it away from him.
Great ball from Vestergaard up to halfway where Aaron Ramsey scampers clear for Leicester. Finds Fatawu, right hand side, right hand corner of the area. Little reverse ball to get Ramsey in again, but the shot is blocked by Jake Cooper, the Millwall veteran. And the London Lions get it clear. Neatly done. Cundle will lay it off for Leonard, who's making tracks down the right hand side towards the halfway line. Newcastle take the lead against Fulham. Jacob Murphy makes it 1-0 to the Magpies, and Stevenage equalise against Bradford in League One. That's 1-1. Harvey White for Stevenage. Ivanovic giving chase down the right hand side for Millwall to a ball clipped down that right wing, but he's not won the throw. He thought he had, but it came out of him last under pressure from Vestergaard. So 0-0. We've played 19 and a half minutes on Talksport 2, and in the 2-3 o'clock games in the Premier League, the home sides are ahead. Chelsea against Sunderland and Newcastle against Fulham. I mentioned that Yeovil game, and a long way for Carlisle fans to travel. Might be even longer in a minute. Morgan Feeney's just put into his own net. Yeovil 1, Carlisle 0. Throw into Leicester. 20 minutes gone on EFL Live on Talksport 2. We've got Rugby Union next, and we're staying with Leicester. We'll be at Werfield Road for Leicester Tigers against Sale. Rocky Clark joining Andrew McKenna. That's a 5:15 kickoff once we're done here at the Den. And then we'll be off to the boxing at the O2 from 7:30 on Talksport 2, where the main event will be Joshua Parker against Wardley. Cross from Millwall from the right hand side, only half cleared by the Leicester backline. Denori tucks it back out to the right wing, and Leonard thought about trying to go beyond Jordan Ayew, but Ayew just put a foot in. Another chance for a long throw for Millwall here at 0-0 with 20 minutes gone on Talksport 2.
Yeah, it'll be obviously Leonard again with the long throw. I just think there needs to be a bit better movement from Millwall when they're attacking the ball from long throw. He decided to go short this time.
Gives it to Mazu Sakho. Now laid back by Cundle into midfield for Sturge. Immediately looks for where Tieno Ballo is on this left hand side. through the legs of Ricardo Pereira, trying to find Kundal. They got it clear, and then Denore brings down Ramsey as he just tried to roll past Casper Denore. Aaron Ramsey was brought down. Free kick in the centre of the Leicester half, 0-0.
You can actually hear the gasps of appreciation from the Millwall fans when Ballo just nutmegged Pereira there. Couldn't stop a pig in the corridor. Got to make sure you close your legs, get a little bit closer.
Sorry, what was that? Couldn't trap a pig in a corridor?
Couldn't stop a pig in the corridor.
Okay.
Bow-legged.
Well, thank you for the explanation. Scunthorpe 1, Aldershot 1 in the National League. Callum Roberts equalises for Scunny. Sutton United at the bottom of the pile. They lead at Wealdstone by a 0-0, and St Mirren lead at Dundee United in the Scottish Premiership through Lewis Simper. Ball's out of play for a Millwall goal kick. They were trying to get Abdul Fatawu away down the right-hand side, but way overhit. So Millwall get the goal kick, and all eyes on Tieno Ballo, this 23-year-old on loan from the Wolfsberger club in Austria. 2 assists against Stoke, made his Austrian debut last year and was at Chelsea as a youth player, but never quite made the grade at Stamford Bridge. Here's the other number 7 out there in Abdul Fattah. We're trying to feed the run of Aaron Ramsey through the midfield, an intelligent run, but the ball just missed Aaron Ramsey, who was trying to chest it into his own path, and it's another goal kick to Millwall at the Den, where we are at the midway point of the first half. Perry Groves, 0-0.
I've got to say, Dance, the flow of the game has been really good, really high tempo. It's been more open than what I thought it was going to be. Obviously, Millwall being the home side on the front foot, trying to press. Leicester just playing their way out of it. Harry Winks dropping a little bit deep. Pereira going in at inverted right-back positions, giving Ballo a few little problems, because Ballo then has to think, well, do I go in? Do I mark him? Do I stay where I am? So there's a few little problems from Millwall off the ball, but they've had the 2 best chances for Aziz.
Mazu Sakho is fouled by Winks, and now Millwall get a free kick, which has been taken from the wrong place. They tried to restart quickly through Ivanovic, and they were trying to play Luke Kundal inside the area, but the referee said, no, I want to see what's happening with the foul player, who is Derek Mazu Sakho. Sunderland have equalised at Chelsea. Sorry, Perry. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Wilson Isidore makes it 1-1 at Stamford Bridge. You were saying, Perry?
The thing is with Mazu Sakho there, it's not a head injury. So Millwall, quite rightly, want to take a quick free kick. You said they obviously, Kundal made the run in behind the Leicester back 4. There's no need for James Bell, the referee, to pull the play back, because all it is a coming together. It's a foul, so he's actually hindered. You could hear the groans from the Millwall fans, because they knew obviously that Kundal was in on the edge of the 18-yard box.
Well, Kundal's one of the 2 players standing over this free kick. It's pretty much in the midway point of the Leicester half of the field, but to the left of centre. Aziz appears to be taking charge of this situation. Leicester holding a very high line, 25 yards from goal in their pink strip. Aziz clips it into the area. Kramer goes up, but Okoli heads it clear. Leonard will pick it up in the sunshine on the far side of the stadium, up against Luke Thomas. Plays the ball infield to Denori, tries to give it back to Leonard, and then it's knocked cleverly out of play off Leonard by Luke Thomas, and Leicester City get a throw deep in their own half in the left-back position, 0-0.
That's outstanding from Thomas. Just made sure that he got nice and close to Leonard. Been on the front foot. So you tell players' characters down sometimes. Obviously, we said he had a bit of a torrid time midweek.
He did.
And at the moment, he's responded really well.
Throw in from Thomas down the Leicester left is intercepted by Millwall, and now Millwall have won a throw in that sunny area. There's only a little strip of the pitch over on that far side in front of the Docker stand that's got sunlight on it. Blackburn Rovers 0, Southampton 1 in the Championship. Big goal for them. Leo Cienza, the Brazilian, has got it. Very lively player. Leonard with this latest long throw for Millwall, looking for Jake Cooper, headed behind by a Leicester player. That's definitely a corner for Millwall at the north stand end. Yeah, Leo Cienza, who we've both seen, Perry, you and me, very lively player in Southampton's midfield. I think that's his first goal for the club. But here we've got a corner kick, and Luke Kundal's going to take this one, where the Docker stand meets the north stand that the Leicester fans are packed into.
I'm just looking at Leicester City, Dance. They've gone zonal right across the 6-yard box.
Here comes the corner from Kundal. Cooper heads it up in the air. Fatawu tries to hook it downfield, but straight into the path of Ballo. Kundal, though, has to work the ball back to halfway. Sturge is the man waiting back there. And he'll play a square ball across to Mazu Sakho. Wants to go on the outside of Aaron Ramsey if he can. Good challenge from Ramsey. Just trickles out a play for a Millwall throw on this near side.
He did well there, Mazu Sakho, because Millwall had their corner over on the right-hand side. Everybody got a near post, so Mazu Sakho was just isolated on this left-hand side. He wanted someone to roll it out. There's no one on the left touchline, so he had to try and go on the outside of Ramsey. Ramsey, good sliding tackle.
Ballo trying to toe it away from Ricardo Pereira. Pereira gets it half clear for Leicester, but it's worked back from Jake Cooper all the way back to his keeper. His next appearance will be his 400th, Jake Cooper, for Millwall. Little foul given for a nudge in the back of Femi Aziz by Luke Thomas down the Millwall right as Aziz tried to get onto a diagonal ball that was floated in his direction. So a chance for Millwall with a free kick. And again, Leicester holding a very high line from this set piece, Perry Groves.
With the high line that Leicester are holding, I actually think that Solacek is too deep. If they can hold that high line, you want your goalkeeper a little bit further out, maybe even near the penalty spot.
But then wouldn't the free kick taker just try and catch the goalkeeper out by going straight for goal?
Well, it's going to be a hell of a strike from where he is over on that
10 yards into the Leicester half. It's Leonard who floats it up to the edge of the area. Vestergaard and Cooper go up, and there was a foul by Cooper on Vestergaard, who's holding his face as he writhes around in agony on the deck.
Well, that's no more Mr. Nice Guy from Cooper. Just led with his arm.
That's niche. That's really niche. Faye's not going to get that.
Referee James Bell admonished a yellow card.
I mean, I appreciate it.
It's just for you, Dan.
Was it just for me?
Just for you.
It's very kind. So it will be a free kick to Leicester City. Sutton United have gone 2-0 up at Wealdstone now. I mentioned they're bottom of the pile in the National League, but 5 unbeaten, 4 of those are draws. And Salford City in League 2 are now 2-0 up at Gillingham. Callum Sesse with the second, and Crewe have equalised against Grimsby. That's now 1-1 in League 2. Leicester 0, Millwall 0 here at the Den. We've played 28 minutes. Caliber Coley brought into the side today in place of Wout Faes, who's amongst the substitutes. Gets the ball upfield for Leicester, but Mazu Sakho, this summer signing from the French second division, wins a throw off Jordan James. And for all the talk of rotation that managers talk about sometimes, Perry, only one change made by Millwall today for the third game in a week, and that was because of the injury to Smallbone.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Players don't get tired. If you're winning and Millwall won, obviously, the last 3 on the trot, you don't feel tired. All of a sudden, your little knocks and niggles disappear.
Oh, breaking news. Faye did get it. She did get the pun.
I thought he was being a little bit disingenuous there for, a bit of rock.
Ball's up to halfway. And Tristan Kramer, good ball, just sticking his foot in to get it out to Aziz on the Millwall right. Rolls his foot on the ball to keep it away from a couple of other challenges, but then tries one trick too many. And Jordan Ayew, actually forced out wide by Donori, somehow keeps it in play. Monga, who had a bright start to the game, we haven't seen much of him since, wins a throw on halfway for Leicester on the far left-hand side. Falkirk 0, Dundee 1 in the Scottish Premiership this afternoon. So a throw for Leicester taken by Luke Thomas. Ramsey hooks it over his head, looking for Monga, who got into a challenge with Ryan Leonard down the right-hand side. Doesn't want to be held up by Leonard. Wants nothing to do with that. It will end up just being a throw, no foul. And the referee just goes over to Jeremy Monga and just calms things down a little bit. Half an hour gone on Talksport 2 on EFL Live. It is Millwall 0, Leicester City 0.
I think that was just Leonard saying to Monga, this is a big boys game, young man. So it was a little bit slow because he went to close him down. And you just saw that his knee just went into the small of his back, and then Monga just rolled around on the floor as if he'd been hit in the face.
Well, he is twice his age. Leonard at 33 against 16-year-old Jeremy Monga. It is men against boys. Ball's back with Stolacic, who made that excellent save with his feet to deny Femi Aziz an opening goal for Millwall. Still waiting for the deadlock to be broken here at the Den. Throw in to Millwall in their own half. Down beneath us, left-hand side. Zach Sturge to take it. Had his loan from Chelsea turned into a permanent deal in the summer. Wanting an option. Only Ivanovic for the moment showing down the line for him. And Ivanovic will head it in field. Oh, poor touch from Vestergaard. Almost put the ball into the path of Femi Aziz, but he was bailed out, Vestergaard, by Luke Thomas. The ball drops in out of the sky onto the chest of Jordan James. Fatawu just inside his own half, dispossessed by Kundal for Millwall, and now Kundal knocks it back for Sturge. Ballo looking to find Kundal, but it's won back by Leicester. Ayew twists and turns, but then he's dispossessed by a strong challenge from Denore. Kundal for Millwall rolls it across to the right, and Leonard moving forward into the centre of the half. Now Aziz gets it right wing, early cross, swings it in with his left, headed away by Vestergaard. It's going to be another Millwall throw, 0-0.
Yeah, really good play from Denore, getting his challenge in, making sure Jordan Ayew doesn't have any time on the ball. It comes to Kundal. I think maybe his first pass should have been right out to Aziz rather than go to Leonard and then go to Aziz. Aziz trying to get his cross in, hits the front man Vestergaard. Long throw coming in from Leonard from Millwall's right.
In front of that, Dockers stands supporting the lower tee, all shielding their eyes from the sun. In it comes from Leonard into the near post. It's Ayew that heads it clear, but straight back to Leonard on the Millwall right. Just teases it down the right-hand side of the area for Aziz. Aziz backheels it into the path of Leonard. Great cross, but caught brilliantly under his crossbar by Stolarczyk, with Millwall players queuing up behind him in case he'd missed it. 0-0.
You just saw that brilliant take from the air, obviously from Stolarczyk. Decent cross from Leonard. But just looking at Okoli, he threw himself to the floor. He's just gone to James Hill, referee, and said that he was hatchet. Someone got him off the ball. But if you're a big, strong centre-half, you can't be throwing yourself to the floor when the ball's in the wide areas. You've got to make sure that you attack the ball first, look, and then you go and have a word with the referee.
Okoli now is having a chat with James Bell, and that's why you can hear a few Millwall supporters around us saying that he was play acting. So, and Okoli's doing it. Look, guy, he gave me a forearm smash, referee.
Even then, you've got to be stronger. You've got to stand up. You've got to take the forearm smash and then just have a little word with the referee and say, I think if it was Ivanovic, referee, have a look at him next time.
That's the voice of Perry Groves, Arsenal title winner, alongside me. He's going to be busy tomorrow as well on Talksport as part of Game Day Live. Plenty of Premier League football tomorrow afternoon. Perry's going to be at Aston Villa against Manchester City. Sam Matterface and the team on air from 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. Jake Cooper wins the ball back for Millwall at 0-0. We've played 33 minutes. And even though it's 0-0 and 33 minutes are gone, it all feels like it's flown by, this opening half hour. Here's Denori in the centre circle. Lobs it down the inside right channel, looking for Aziz, who will get to the ball because Vestergaard couldn't clear the ball properly. Aziz down the right-hand side. Might take on Luke Thomas. Just clips the ball into the right side of the area for Ivanovic. Ivanovic plays the ball across the box, but there wasn't much pace on the ball, and it allowed Ricardo Pereira plenty of time to get it clear. Leonard knocks it infield for Aziz. Now Leonard on the charge again. Right-hand side, early cross. Cleared away by Ricardo Pereira. Comes out to Aziz, right-hand corner of the box. Needs an option. Lays it back to Denore. Now Leonard takes over. Denore again, onside, down towards the byline. Pulls the ball back, and Jordan James with a hurried clearance this time. Out comes Jake Cooper just to get to the ball before Jordan Ayew, and the ball's gone out of play, and that's been given us a Millwall throw. They're trying to increase and ratchet up the pressure here, Millwall. 0-0.
I can hear the frustration, Dan, because they've got some good build-up play on their right-hand side, Millwall, with Leonard and Aziz. And you heard the groans because Aziz put a really good cross across the 6-yard box, and you need Ivanovic actually making that run to near post, and not one Millwall player was in the 6-yard box. That's why you could hear the sort of groans of frustration.
Ayew's picking himself back to the feet. There's some sort of alarm going off around here, but I can't see anything going on. It's not your
68 guns, is it?
It's not your watch, is it? Throwing on the right-hand side. There you go, it stopped. Either that or it was all in my head.
What alarm?
There you go. Throwing to Leonard just over the halfway line. Millwall 0, Leicester City 0. On Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. We've already brought you Coventry's emphatic 3-1 win over Watford at lunchtime. Here come Millwall with Femi Aziz. Vestergaard sticks his foot in to get it half cleared. Now there is a foul on Ayew from Kramer this time. It's a free kick for the Foxes. And the referee wants a word with Tristan Kramer, I think.
I think it's more with Jordan Ayew.
Actually, it is Ayew. I thought he was pointing to the Millwall centre-half, but it is the Leicester striker and the captain, Ricardo Pereira, that he wants to speak to. So it is 0-0.
I think what's happened, Dan said, Jordan Ayew's getting frustrated because obviously he's playing up front on his own. Every time the ball comes into him, doesn't matter whether it's Kramer or it's Cooper, they make sure that they put in a challenge, and the challenge is always pretty robust. This time it was a foul because Kramer's got a little bit too eager, but Jordan Ayew's just got to get on with it. He's just got to make sure that he backs in, use his body better.
Jordan James plays the ball back into his own defensive third. Leicester playing the ball out. That's a heavy touch from Aaron Ramsey on halfway. Ballo wins it back, but the ball just evades Ivanovic as he tries to run through the centre. And it's back with Leicester, who will clip the ball down the left-hand side looking for Monga. But that's going to go out of play. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Oxford 2 now. Cameron Brannigan with a second for Oxford. Gillingham 1, Salford 2. Gillingham get a goal back through Josh Andrews. Wealdstone get a goal back against Sutton. And two of the struggling teams in League One meeting at London Road this afternoon. Peterborough 0, Blackpool 1 in League One. Cundall was brought down on halfway, but referee says play on. As Denori finds Aziz, right-hand side for Millwall. Right-hand corner of the area, trying to step inside Thomas, then moves away from him. Still Aziz has it, holding on to the ball, finds Ballo inside the D, works it out to the left-hand side of the box, and Zach Sturge. Quick ball infield, tried to play a 1-2 with Cundall, but it didn't come off. It was just over, hit the return pass from Cundall and went over the dead ball line for a Leicester goal kick, 0-0.
They worked it really well, Millwall on their right-hand side, but if you're Aziz, when you're 1v1 against Luke Thomas, you don't want Leonard going on the overlap, because he goes on the overlap, that then attracts another Millwall player over. You just want him to say, right, give me the ball, you stay away, because they worked it, and then Aziz had to come inside. Then it comes out to Ballo, who's just come in from this left-hand side, plays little 1-2 with Cundall, just a little heavy layoff from Cundall. But I think just if you was Aziz, you'd say to Leonard, just leave me alone for like 5-10 minutes, don't go on the overlap.
Poor touch from Cooper allows Fatowu to bring it away for Leicester City, up to the edge of the area, wild shot, struck across the ball, and it's skewed well wide into the Millwall fans in the Coldblow Lane end to our right. Fatowu nowhere near on target, 0-0. It stays on Talksport 2.
Yeah, a little bit erratic there from Fatawu. It was a poor ball from Cooper, gave the ball away. Fatawu just made sure that he kept the ball close to his feet, got to about 25 yards out. I actually think he should be going out to Monga on that left-hand side, because if he's going to shoot, he's got to try and wrap his left foot around it. I think he was just running too quickly, got the ball stuck in between his feet, ends up just slicing it high and wide over Crookham's crossbar.
Forest Green 1, Boreham Wood 0. Boreham Wood are protecting this extraordinary unbeaten record of 17 games, but Forest Green had the lead at the New Lawn through Jili Buyabu. And Crew 2, Grimsby 1 down in League 2 here at the Den. We've played 39 minutes exactly. Millwall 0, Leicester City 0. Cooper for the home side. Work back to the goalkeeper Max Crocombe by Denori. Cooper again looks up, plays the ball into the feet of Tieno Ballo, just turns it round the corner for Cundall, laid off to Kramer, and Millwall have worked it from left to right quite neatly. Tristan Kramer, who I saw playing quite a bit for Exeter in his loan spell, has found Denori on the right-hand side. Lovely little flick to find him by Cundall. Now Aziz further down that right touchline, gives it back to Casper Denori, tried to fire the ball across the face of goal. There were three waiting for a cross in those dark blue Millwall shirts, but it was actually out of play on the full for a goal kick to Leicester away to our left, 0-0.
Yeah, again, it's just that final delivery, that final pass from Millwall in the wide areas hadn't had the quality they're looking for, because again it was good build-up play. Denori going on the overlap, and all he's got to do is just sort of try and ease the ball across 6-yard box, ends up putting it high over Stalacek's crossbar. And just looking from Millwall's point of view, I think they'd want to get Ballo into the game a little bit more dance on this left-hand side, because Pereira's playing that inverted midfield position, he's giving him a few problems.
Well, here is Ballo trying to win the ball down the Millwall left, but Ricardo Pereira did enough. But then the pass back to him from McCauley is overhit. He's not enjoying himself up there, Callum McCauley, I would say, this afternoon, having come in for Wout Faes. Wickham 1, Huddersfield 0 in League 1. Corley Woodrow for Wickham, 4 unbeaten. I'll be there on Tuesday night in the Carabao Cup when they entertain Fulham. And I'll be there with Courtney Sweetman-Kirk for our TalkSport 2 commentary. More on our Carabao Cup games in just a moment, but meantime Winks actually hits the ball against Cundle throw. So I can tell you elsewhere on Tuesday, Grimsby against Brentford will be live on Talksport in the Carabao Cup, as well as the Wycombe-Fulham game that I'll be at here on Talksport 2. And then Wednesday in the League Cup, Liverpool against Palace on Talksport, Arsenal-Brighton on Talksport 2, and you get Wolves against Chelsea on the Talksport app. Throw into Leicester City with less than 4 minutes to half-time. 0-0 the score. Hush falls over the Den for the first time in a little while as people just assess what they've seen so far. Probably Millwall that have carried the greater goal threat, would you say, Perry Groves?
Yeah, very much so. I think they've just about dominated possession. I think they've Aziz has had a little 1v1 battle with Talachek, who's pulled off, a couple of good saves. I think Ramsey's only had the shot on target for Leicester, which went down the throat of Crocombe.
Here's Jordan James. Just treads on the ball, and that allows Ballo to win it back, and then James just had a little nibble at Tieno Ballo. And it's a free kick to Millwall inside their own half. Casper Denore knows he's got Jordan Ayew breathing down his neck, so he plays the ball back to Kramer, just outside his own 18-yard line, gives it back to Max Crocombe, who's playing with injuries to Bender and Jensen, who normally would be vying for the number 1 jersey. Was at Burton before Max Crocombe, very experienced EFL goalkeeper. Ball goes up to halfway, and Aaron Ramsey for Leicester just turns away from Aziz and runs out to the left-hand side of the pitch, then has to lay it back to Luke Thomas. Plays a 1-2 with Winks, gives it back out to the left-hand side, and Aaron Ramsey. Monga holding down that left-hand touchline, but he's not being used. Instead, it's gone back infield, first to Winks and then to Ricardo. Ricardo by the edge of the centre circle, knocks it back for Vestergaard. Neat 1-2 touch from Leicester, but it's all around the halfway line. Can it be more progressive? Now Ricardo looks for Ramsey, steps inside his man, tries to drive, and again it's straight into the palms of Crocombe, who didn't have to adjust his position. 0-0.
That's great play from Ricardo again, going into that midfield position, just releasing Ramsey in that inside left position. He just gets it onto his right foot. I think he should be starting it a little bit wider outside Crocombe's left-hand post. In the end, he just side foots it straight to him.
Cooper will bring the ball clear for Millwall. Couple of minutes to go in this first half on Talksport 2. Zach Sturge works it back to Denore on halfway. He plays a diagonal ball, looking to get Aziz in behind. Aziz brings it down and scores! Brilliant skill from Femi Aziz. Denore with the ball from halfway. A diagonal ball, an absolute peach. But Aziz still had to bring it down out of the sky. He did so, waited for the ball to drop and fired it past Talachek, and Millwall lead right on half-time. Millwall 1, Leicester City 0.
Dancer said about the quality was lacking in the final third. Not this time. Fantastic spotter's badge from Denore. Gets his head up. Aziz makes that run in diagonally from the right-hand side from Millwall. Gets him to, as the ball drops out in the air, you think, can you get the right first touch? Just on the edge of D. With his right foot, he gets his first touch. As the ball bounces up, with his right foot again, he volleys it past Talachek. Gives him absolutely no chance whatsoever. Again, we said about the 1v1 battles. That's Aziz getting the better of Luke Thomas. Luke Thomas in the left back position for Leicester has been pretty good up until then. Loses concentration. Before he knows it, his team are 1-0 down. Fantastic goal from Millwall to put them 1-0 up here at the New Den against Leicester City.
And that is 4 in 4 for Femi Aziz. In the hottest of hot streaks right now, the Millwall number 11. He's had his injury problems to deal with since he came here from Reading. Actually, at the start of the season as well, but fantastic goal to give Millwall the lead right on half-time. We're about to find out how much extra time we have. Minimum of 2 minutes that we're into now. Millwall 1, Leicester City 0. Elsewhere in the Championship, Swansea 1, Norwich 1. Norwich equalised through Jovan Makama, and Bristol City 1, Birmingham City 0. Sinclair Armstrong puts the Robins in front. And Sacco giving away a corner there. He has. Mazu Sacco forced by Jordan James into giving Leicester a corner in added time at the Coldblow Lane end. So Jordan James to spot it down. One chance for Leicester then to do something before half-time with this right-wing corner. Sent in by James, deep to the far post. Vestergaard goes up, but he's beat to it by Cooper. A swing and a miss for an attempted volley by Ricardo. Millwall try and bring it clear. Thomas dinks it back to the edge of the Millwall box. Denore helps get it clear. Aziz will now give chase down the left-hand side. Jordan James back, shielding the ball and doing well. And finding Luke Thomas. And now Winks trying to dart in between two Millwall players. Oh, he's given it away to Ivanovic. And here come Millwall towards the end of the half. Slid through for Aziz, left-hand side. Holds the play up and then tried to clip it through for Ivanovic, driven away by Vestergaard. But the Millwall fans around us are loving what they're seeing. 1-0 and playing some good stuff.
That's it, loving what they're seeing from their Millwall team, but they're loving what they're seeing from Aziz individually as well, because he's the one who's got Millwall on the front foot. He's given that little bit of inspiration, just put his hands on his knees at the moment because obviously he's getting a second wind. But it was his quality finish that has put Millwall on the front foot. Looks like they're going to go in 1-0 up at half time.
Certainly seems that way. The throw that Millwall had down this left-hand side came to nothing. So Stolarczyk preparing to take the resulting goal kick for Leicester, but I think James Bell will blow his whistle for half-time once it's smacked downfield by the Leicester City goalkeeper. And there it is. Half-time at the Den. And Millwall are at it again. They beat one Midlands side here quite convincingly on Tuesday night in Stoke City. And Leicester City have come here and find themselves a goal behind late on in the first half. Casper Denore with a lovely diagonal ball. Aziz in behind the back line. Brought the ball down out of the sky. Real difficult tarry, but brought it down and then fired it past Stolarczyk. They've had other chances as well, have Millwall. Aziz and Ballo looking lively in the flanks. Leicester have got work to do here in South London. At the break, it is Millwall 1, Leicester City 0.
They certainly have, and the Millwall fans are absolutely delighted, on their feet, applauding above their heads, which is what Martí Cifuentes was doing just seconds before Millwall took the lead. Actually, he was delighted with the chance that Aaron Ramsey had straight at the keeper, but the ball from Pereira was a beaut, and he'd seen his side on the front foot finally, because they'd been on the back foot for quite a large part of this game, Perry.
Yeah, they started really well in the first sort of 10 minutes, where Millwall trying to press them, Leicester playing out from the back. We said about Ricardo Pereira coming in into that inverted midfield position from right back to have that little overload. And early on, Ramsey and Ayew and Fatawu had like a good little link-up play. But then with this Millwall side, they are relentless. They didn't blink. They just kept pressing and pressing. And it's the first time I've seen Aziz live this season, and he's the inspiration. You can tell every time he gets the ball, there's that sort of gasp from the Millwall fans. They know that something's going to happen, and that's exactly what happened in the 44th minute.
He's everywhere across the pitch as well, across the front line. He's a real handful. But let's talk about that goal, because it was an absolute beaut of a pass in the first place from Denore, finding Aziz, the diagonal ball from the halfway line. But that first touch, and then he finished it over the head of the keeper as well. It was, fantastic goal. 4 in 4, as Dan said in commentary. He's on red hot form at the moment, but to finish it, that really shows a player in confidence at the minute.
Yeah, what he's doing, he's not overthinking anything. He's just playing very, very free in his own headspace. And just looked at the stats, Millwall have had 3 shots on target in the first half. All 3 of them are from Aziz, because he had the first one, Stolarczyk saved low down with his feet, and then the second one was low down to his right-hand side, where Aziz just cut in. So 2 good saves from the goalkeeper. But the third time, you said there, it was a brilliant spotter's badge from Denore, just a crossfield pass. And Luke Thomas has had his hands full, and he's done okay up until then. But what happens, the levels that you play at, if you switch off, and we spoke about it earlier with Leicester City defender switching off midweek against Hull, that's exactly what happened, because Aziz makes his run from the right-hand side diagonally, so he knows that he's not going to be offside. As the ball drops out of the air, you think, well, can you get the ball on a good first touch, but get it out of your feet? And as it drops down, it's like the velvet slippers. He's in the D. As the ball drops down, he gets a great first touch. As the ball then pops up on the volley, he smashes it past Stolarczyk high into the roof of the net. And that was nothing more than he deserved, and nothing more than what Millwall deserved, because, apart from that sort of 15-minute period, Millwall have been on the front foot.
Yep.
And Millwall are the ones that are pressing. And it's been a really good game, Faye. The tempo of the game's been really good. Up until that 44th minute, as you said there, Marty Cifuentes, he had been pleased with his team's response from midweek, and they've just switched off, which has been their bane all season.
Yeah, they need to switch back on in the second half. Substitutes out, warming up. I wonder whether he'll be making any changes at half-time or not. We will find out and bring you that news as soon as we hear it. We'll also bring you all the latest half-time scores as well very shortly. But just to let you know what's going on in the Premier League, if you'd like to find that out. Currently, Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Alejandro Garnacho putting Chelsea ahead after 4 minutes, teed up by Pedro Neto, but Wilson Isidore equalised on 22 minutes. That goal coming from a long throw, by the way. Newcastle 1, Fulham 0 as well. Jacob Murphy against the run of play after a mistake from Fulham defender Calvin Bassey. A reminder as well, tonight Talksport are bringing you live an exclusive Premier League commentary of Liverpool's visit to Brentford. That's an 8 p.m. kick-off. Before that, though, at 5:30, Manchester United are taking on Brighton at Old Trafford, and we can preview that with Talksport reporter Simon Crabtree. Hello, Crabbers, how are you?
Hello, Faye. I'm all the better for talking to you.
Always. Listen, how is Old Trafford at the moment? Rare positive spell. Can you feel the positivity up there at the minute? Back-to-back wins, brilliant performance as well last week at Anfield, which nobody expected.
Yeah, and it's not just here as well, is it? It seems to be sweeping across the board. I was listening to Alan and Ray on the breakfast show on Friday morning, and they were talking about them potentially even finishing in the top 4. And it's not that long ago that, not Alan and Ray as such, but people were talking about getting rid of Ruben Amorim, and he had a style of play that just wasn't working. And here we are, a couple of wins on the bounce, albeit that one of them was their first win at Anfield since back in 2016, which will obviously give any Manchester United fan or supporter a timely fillip. But yeah, it's feeling a lot better. There's that positivity in the air. While I know that this isn't as big as winning at Anfield, it almost feels like it's potentially just as important, because they've got to follow that up now, haven't they? They've got to get a positive result against Brighton. Realistically, they've got to win against Brighton for all that good will and vibes to continue, I think.
Yeah, this is the thing with Manchester United, though. It's just peaks and troughs the whole season. But it's actually a really big test for them as well, as you say, because they have been good at home, but Brighton are their bogey side. And of course, Danny Welbeck calls for him to potentially be recalled for England ahead of the World Cup. He's been on great form, as we know, when he can go on those purple streaks, and he loves going back to his old club. It tends to do well there as well, so they're going to have to beware, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, and you're right about them being the bogey side. They've won 6 of the last 7 in the Premier League against Manchester United, and have a 50% Premier League win ratio in the Premier League against them as well. The next best is Manchester City with 36.8%, to put that into perspective. And yes, you're right about Danny Welbeck. Fabian Hürzeler was questioned about it, whether he thought he should be back in. He just wants him to concentrate on his football. He scored, 4 in the last 3 games, including the double against Newcastle, the double against Chelsea. He hasn't played for England, though, since September 2018. That was against Switzerland, friendly at the King Power Stadium. The game was awful, by the way. But Marcus Rashford actually scored the only goal at that game. So I'm wondering, given that he's around and given that he scored 2 against Olympiacos in the Champions League during the week, whether actually the irony could be that he's stopping him being that backup for Harry Kane. But yeah, the positivity is back. They need to continue it, but I am sure, like you say, that Danny Welbeck will also want to have something to say about that.
Time matters nothing. Ruben Loftus-Cheek's back in the England squad, and he also hadn't played since 2018, so you never know. Crabbers, looking forward to hearing your updates. Speak to you later. Appreciate that. Simon Crabtree with updates on Manchester United Brighton during the game day phone in over on Talksport from 5:30. Don't forget, you can also get your calls into Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. 03717 223344, the number to have your say on all of today's action. Right, next here on Talksport 2, second half between Millwall and Leicester, and I'll bring you all the half-time classifieds from the Premier League and the EFL.
Your live sports station.
Oh, what a move. This is Talksport 2.
Picture this. A new, more rewarding William Hill Vegas app. You hear that? That's Jackpot Drop, giving you more chances to win across more of your favourite games. That's everyone playing 10 new free spins every month. Easily find the games you love, and we'll recommend the games you will love. See for yourself. William Hill, Vegas as it should be. Download the app. Ends 31st of December 2025. One per month on selected games. Spins 10 pence each. Claiming same month. Expiring 24 hours. Online. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. Gamble aware.
Settle in for those longer evenings with EETV and give your TV and film the ultimate flex.
So I can watch all my crime dramas.
While we've got the Boxing Day footy on. That's right. Switch up subscriptions with Netflix, Now, Discovery Plus, and loads more. All powered by our ultra-reliable full fibre.
Sign me up.
Switch to our award-winning bundles today.
New customers, 62% UK availability. Terms apply.
Right, listen up. You've got the power, electric or diesel. You've got the lineup, combo, Vivaro, Movano. Whatever your game plan, Vauxhall's got your back. And here's the kicker, 0% APR across the range. Nothing. With a minimum 20% deposit, you're already on the front foot. So what are you waiting for? Vauxhall Van Range, energising a better Britain. Search Vauxhall Vans. Conditional sale, 20% minimum deposit required. Business users only, subject to status and availability. T's and C's, 18 plus. Stellantis Financial Services.
Hiya, I'm Mike, colleague here at Asda Pilsworth, and I've got some big news to share with you about all the incredible prices I've seen in store. So turn up the volume now.
Wowza, Mike. That's right, because Asda have got over 3,000 rollbacks across the store and online to help lower the cost of your weekly shop.
That's good, honest value.
That's Asda price. Selected stores and lines. Subject to availability. Excludes Asda Express and small stores. See asda.com/small stores.
At AJ Bell, we've made setting up your ISA easy. So easy, a baby could do it. Though babies can't invest. They certainly wouldn't have any use for our low-cost investment platform, or the coordination to use it. Even though it's really, really easy. They also don't listen to radio ads. Unlike you clever sausage. Now, set yourself up with an ISA as a reward. You can even set one up for your baby. Open one in under 15 minutes and start investing today. AJ Bell. Feel good investing. The value of your investments can go down as well as up.
Introducing the redesigned Dell PC with the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do lists get to be a lot. Like organising your holiday shopping and responding to holiday requests and customer questions and customers requesting custom things, plus planning the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Woo! Luckily, the Dell PC helps you handle a lot. And with impressive battery life, you can do it all faster to get it all done. That's the power of the Dell PC with Intel inside. Get yours at dell.co.uk/holiday.
In 2024, a hangry fan posted, "Why do other countries have better McDonald's menus than ours?" So, we went abroad and heisted some worldwide favourites. The World Menu Heist. 9 of the most wanted McDonald's menu items from around the world. Now in the UK. Until 25th of November from 11 a.m. Fees apply to delivery orders. Price and participation may vary, subject to availability.
It's the last chance to get yourself a ticket for tonight's Lotto draw.
It could be you.
Lotto. From the National Lottery. Rules and procedures apply. Players must be 18 or over.
Hard-hitting football coverage on DAB+, online, via the Talksport app and on your smart speaker.
An absolutely magnificent effort!
EFL Live on Talksport 2.
This is Game Day. Halftime classifieds.
You're listening to Talksport 2, the home of the EFL. I'm Faye Carruthers. Let's get your halftime classified scores, shall we? Starting with
Premier League.
Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1, Newcastle 1, Fulham 0.
Sky Bet Championship.
Blackburn 0, Southampton 1, Bristol City 1, Birmingham 0, Derby 1, QPR 0, Hull 0, Charlton 0, Middlesbrough 0, Wrexham 1, Millwall 1, Leicester 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Oxford United 1, Swansea 1, Norwich 1.
Sky Bet League 1.
AFC Wimbledon 0, Burton 0, Barnsley 0, Rotherham 0, Leyton Orient 0, Lincoln 0, Northampton 0, Luton 0, Peterborough 0, Blackpool 1, Reading 0, Doncaster 0, Stevenage 1, Bradford 1 and Wickham 0, 10-man Huddersfield 0.
Sky Bet League 2.
Barrow 1, Barnet 0, Bromley 0, MK Dons 1, Crawley 1, 10-man Bristol Rovers 0, Crewe 1, Grimsby 2, Gillingham 1, Salford 2, Harrogate 0, Newport 1, Notts County 0, Cambridge United 0, Oldham 0, Shrewsbury 0, Swindon 0, Colchester 0 and Tranmere 0, Chesterfield 1. Well, not a lot of games going, not a lot of goals coming in the in the EFL at the moment, is there? Unbelievable, really. We've got 90 seconds until we kick off again here at the Den as Millwall lead Leicester by 1-0. And I was just saying to Ian Danter and Perry Groves, our commentary team on today's match, that this game deserved a goal at half-time, and certainly Perry Groves, it deserved a goal of Femi Aziz's quality.
Yep, I'd say he's been the inspiration. He's turned into a leader for Millwall. It'll be interesting to see what Marty Cifuentes, the Leicester City manager, does, Faye, because the last sort of 10 minutes they went a little bit flat. So if you look on the bench, got Mavadid, who's just come back obviously from injury, Patson Dako, who can play in the wide areas, maybe bring Oliver Skip on to see if they can get a little bit more control of the game. So he'll probably give it maybe 10-15 minutes before he makes these changes, because obviously his team have got to go and search for a goal.
Yeah, I'm looking out there at the moment. It doesn't look like either manager has made a half-time change, but we'll get confirmation of that because both teams are out, and the referee James Bell is heading to the centre circle, and your commentary team of Perry Groves and Ian Danter will bring you second half commentary here on Talksport 2.
Thank you, Faye. Yep, it is as you were from the first 45 minutes, and Leicester in their change strip today of the pink shirts and socks, black shorts. They'll be kicking from right to left as we look from the back of the Barry Kitchener West stand towards the North stand, Leicester, where their fans are congregated. Millwall in their traditional navy blue shirts and socks with the white shorts will be heading for the Cold Blow Lane into our right in the second period. Reminder of the lineups as Aaron Ramsey's about to get us back underway. For Millwall, Crocombe in goal, Leonard, Kramer, Cooper and Sturge at the back, Mazu Sakho and Denore, Aziz, Kundal and Ballo behind Ivanovic. For Leicester, Stolarczyk in goal, Pereira, Okoli, Vestergaard, Thomas, Winks and James, Fatawu, Ramsey and Monga behind Ayew in attack. And Ayew straight into possession inside the Millwall half, but he's dispossessed by Mazu Sakho, and away comes Tieno Ballo with an early run at Okoli in this second half. Down the left-hand side for Millwall, on the far side of the field from us. Okoli does well, shows good strength and wins it back and knocks it down the right-hand side. And Fato tries to bring it infield, but again, Millwall get the bodies in the way and actually snaffle possession back. But then in comes Harry Winks to bring the ball forward for Leicester. Plays it out left to Jeremy Monga. Ramsey's gone down off the ball, writhing around at the edge of the area. Referee has not stopped play. Now he does. Something happened off the ball there. Might have been caught by Mazu Sakho. I didn't see it. Did you, Perry Groves?
No, not at all. James Bell, the referee, obviously he thinks it's really serious because Leicester actually in possession on this left-hand side. He decided to stop play. I think he's just said to the Leicester City physios there was a bit of a coming together.
Well, he's just lying on the 18-yard line outside the Millwall penalty area. He was making tracks in the inside left channel, and I'm pretty sure it was Mazu Sakho who was closest to him. But no punishment has been meted out. I think we're just going to restart with a drop ball here. Meantime, Oldham 0, Shrewsbury 1 in League 2 this afternoon. Back-to-back wins for Michael Appleton and the Shrews, and they lead through Anthony Scully at Boundary Park. A reminder, we've got some rugby union for you straight after this commentary, and Leicester involved in that too. Leicester Tigers against Sale, Andrew McKenna and Rocky Clark. Your commentary team, 5:15. Our coverage starts from Welford Road. And we've got some NFL for you tomorrow as well. For NFL Sunday, San Francisco 49ers at the Houston Texans. 49ers with a 5-2 record. That's from 4 p.m. on Talksport 2 tomorrow afternoon. Delighted to say that Aaron Ramsey's back on his feet and should be able to continue. Might just be a bit windy more than anything else, I think, before he's led to the side of the pitch. Joseph Parker, Fabio Wardley, live tonight on Talksport. The undercard is broadcast from 7:30 here on Talksport 2 with Gareth A. Davis and the team. And then it switches to Talksport at 10 o'clock after the Brentford-Liverpool game, which is our exclusive evening game. Now, Aaron Ramsey is coming to this near touchline. You're getting the vibe he might not be carrying on, Perry Groves.
Just give the Leicester City fans a little round of applause. Obviously, they've given him a round of applause, so I think he's going to be going off. He looks pretty distraught because he's got his head in his shirt, which he's put over his face, because I think he feels it is fairly serious.
Yeah, he's not making any effort to line up by the side of the pitch where he can re-enter the fray. So he's going to be coming off, and that is going to mean that Julian Carranza, the Argentine forward, is going to come on in his place. So a forced change for Leicester. Carranza on for the stricken Ramsey. That is a blow for Marty Cifuentes, because Ramsey, getting his start today, had looked lively at times, Perry.
Yeah, they had a good little link-up play in that first 15-20 minutes of the first half with Jordan Ayew. And what happened is Jordan Ayew will just drop back into the 10 position, and Carranza obviously will go up front and be the focal point for Leicester.
Yeah, Carranza arrived in the summer on loan from Feyenoord. It's his 7th appearance, still yet to find the net in English football. Hull City have found the net against Charlton. Joe Gelhardt making it Hull 1, Charlton 0. 3 straight wins for Hull, including the 2-1 success over Leicester in midweek. Speaking to Dean Holden in the week, who's part of the coaching staff at Hull, very much enjoying his time up there on the East Coast. Cross-coast Tristan Kramer to the dead ball line, protecting the ball from Jordan Ayew, and he wins a throw for Millwall in the right-back position. Very neatly done from Kramer. So 49 minutes gone on Talksport 2. Millwall 1, Leicester 0. That late goal in the first half for 4-4 for Femi Aziz.
It was a really good finish dance, wasn't it? First touch was brilliant. Second touch was even better. Gives Stolarczyk absolutely no chance.
Akoli works the ball back to Stolarczyk, who will clear right-footed from just ahead of his own 18-yard line, looking for Ayew. Comfortably headed clear by Kramer. Bit of head tennis around halfway, but Leicester come out with the ball. Luke Thomas into the feet of Ayew, right underneath our commentary position, wins a throw-in off Aziz. And Thomas will take it.
Right, Dan, I think it might suit Jordan Ayew playing in the 10 position, because up front he was struggling with the physicality of Kramer and Cooper, the two Millwall centre-halves. So now we'll hope that Carranza obviously will be able to hold the ball up, and he'll just be able to play in and around him.
Oldham equalised against Shrewsbury in League 2. That's 1-1. Tom Pett for Oldham.
That's a heartbreaker.
I'll allow it.
Thanks.
Here is Jordan James
petty if you had
down the right-hand side. Fatawu trying to lob the ball over the head of Sturge, who didn't go to ground, kept his head and managed to get it half clear, but Fatawu has it back down by the corner flag. Wrestling for possession with Masu Sakho. He's done really well. He's won a corner there, Fatawu, down the Leicester right-hand side, when he had no right to get clear of two Millwall defenders. 1-0 to Millwall.
Yeah, he did. It was just brilliant determination there from Fatawu, because he had 3 Millwall players around him, was obviously just trying to shield the ball. Just very intelligent, just flick the ball off the shins. Corner for Leicester on their right-hand side,
where the Docker stand meets the North stand. James to take it. Look, it's heading towards the head of Carranza, and then it was cleared away by Masu Sakho, and then Leicester make a bit of a Horlicks of trying to get the ball back out to the right-hand side, and Millwall get a throw. Harrogate 0, bottom side Newport 2 in League 2. Bobby Faulkner with the second. And Eastleigh 1, Morecambe 0 in the National League. 1 win in 4 for Eastleigh. Morecambe got their first win in 9 in midweek. They, of course, are the survival club, the story from earlier in the season. So a throw for Zach Sturge for Millwall down the left-hand side. Doesn't reach halfway. Leicester win it back. Harry Winks under pressure from Cundall and Denorin. Between the two of them, they get it back for Millwall. Good footing by Akoli on halfway, though, to keep it away from Ivanovic. That's better from Caleb Akoli. And then Carranza goes down. He's pushed by Jake Cooper, and Leicester get a free kick in the centre of the Millwall half. Now, Caleb Akoli, I said to you off it, I didn't think he had a very good first half, but he's been much better in this second so far for Leicester, Perry Groves.
Yeah, he's just been a lot more positive. He's been quicker with the ball, just getting it out of his feet, not trying to be too clever. I think Cooper there just being a little bit too eager to try and win the ball off Carranza, who did well actually, because he got his body in between Cooper and the ball. Great little Cruyff flick initially from Jordan Ayew that released him.
So Jordan James standing over the free kick, midway point of the Millwall half, to the right of centre. Millwall holding their line on the 18-yard line itself. Vestergaard standing in a slightly offside position, so too is Carranza. James steps up to the ball, right-footed, clips it into the near post. Carranza heads it across the penalty area, left to right, and will actually drop on the right-hand side for Fatu, who gets away from Ballo, pulls the ball back, cleared away under pressure by Mazu Sakho. Only as far as James. Great width centre, and Kramer has to head it over his own crossbar for a Leicester corner. Wonderful ball in from the right from Jordan James, who's going across to take the corner. 1-0 Millwall.
Really good little bit of quality there from Jordan James. Took the free kick initially, ball comes out to him, just make sure he just whips it with the instep of his right foot. Really good defensive play from Kramer, the Millwall centre half. Just helped the ball on its way. Corner for Leicester City on the left hand side.
So James is going to take it. It's where the main stand meets the north stand. It's in from James, in swinging it. Coley with a header, and it's wide by a good 2 yards. He got it well, about 8 yards out, but couldn't direct it goalwards. It's a Millwall goal kick. It's still Millwall 1, Leicester City 0 on Talksport 2. 54 minutes played. Burton Albion lead at AFC Wimbledon. Best ever EFL start for AFC Wimbledon, but they trail at Plough Lane to a goal from Burton Albion's Alex Hartridge. And Barrow won, Barnet won. Barnet equalise at Barrow through Callum Stead. Goal kick downfield from Crocombe, evades Ivanovic, the Millwall striker, and it's sent back to Stolarczyk, who clips it back out to Luke Thomas in the left-back position. Under pressure from Aziz, who's taken it off him. Femi Aziz running down into the area, right-hand side. Oh, he goes down under pressure from Winks. Penalty kick. Femi Aziz had won it back from Luke Thomas, got into the area. Harry Winks slid in, over went Femi Aziz, and the whistle goes, and it's a penalty kick for Millwall to try and double their lead here.
Really, really poor play from two of Leicester's most experienced players. Luke Thomas giving the ball away initially, trying to do a clever Cruyff turn. Aziz actually read it, picked his pocket, got himself into the 18-yard box, and he was waiting, Dance, for Harry Winks to slide across. It's exactly what he wanted to do, because he just had the ball. As Harry Winks slid in, he just toe poked it away from him. Ridiculous challenge from Harry Winks. James Bell, the referee, gave himself a little bit of time, looked at the situation, quite rightly pointed straight to the penalty spot.
So Mihailo Ivanovic, whose only goal this season for Millwall came at QPR a couple of weeks ago in the 2-1 win, he has the responsibility for this Millwall penalty at the Cold Blow Lane end, up against Jakub Stolarczyk. A chance for Millwall to go 2-0 up, 10 minutes into the second half here at the Den. Referee looks along the 18-yard line, makes sure there's no encroachment. Stolarczyk waits on his line. Ivanovic, hands on hips, waits for the whistle. Steps up now, right-footed, and saved by Stolarczyk, plunging to his right-hand side. Super save to deny Millwall a second.
Brilliant save from Stolarczyk, low down to his right-hand side. Ivanovic, he telegraphed it down on his run-up, because as he's running from the left side of the ball, there's only one way that he can put it, is it's going to put it to his left, Stolarczyk's right-hand side. Full-length save, down to his right for Stolarczyk. Just a really poor penalty for Ivanovic. And to be fair, Dance, I'm surprised that he's taken a penalty, because Ivanovic hadn't really been in the game at all. You know, he was on the periphery, wasn't playing with a lot of confidence. Brilliant stay from Stolarczyk to keep his Leicester City team in this game.
So it's still just 1-0 to Millwall on Talksport 2 with 56.5 minutes gone, but they've got a free kick which they hit diagonally into the edge of the area. Up goes Cooper, it's headed away by Vestergaard. Denora brings it down on his thigh. Now it's worked out to Aziz, who won that penalty a moment or so ago on the right-hand corner of the area. Hurry clearance from Thomas gives Millwall a throw. Sheffield Wednesday get a goal back against Oxford. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Oxford United 2. Sean Fazire for Wednesday at a far fuller Hillsborough than it's been in the past few weeks. Ryan Leonard with a throw for Millwall. Gets it back from Kundal, tries to flick it down the right-hand side for Aziz, but he's got that all wrong, and it's out to play for a Leicester throw. Now, will that penalty save spur Leicester City on? Are you trying to get away down the right-hand side? But Tristan Kramer had the beating of him for pace. Cleared downfield by Crocombe, the keeper. Aziz goes up for the header with Thomas, and it came off Aziz last of all as Fulham equalise at Newcastle. That's 1-1 in the Premier League. Sasa Lukic.
In the Malcolm McDonald derby.
That's a very good point. One for our younger listeners there. Millwall 1, Leicester City 0. 57 minutes played on Talksport 2. Ian Danto and Perry Groves with you. Faye's with us here too at the Den as Leicester look to get Carranza inside the area, just goal side of Cooper for a minute, pulls it back from the dead ball line but can't find a pink Leicester shirt, and instead Millwall bring the ball clear and straight away they find Femi Aziz into the Leicester half, inside right channel, faced up by Luke Thomas, comes inside, tries to bend it into the bottom corner and doesn't get enough whip on it, and it ends up being a goal kick. He scored from a similar position this season at the Den, but he couldn't quite get the bend and curve on the ball that he wanted. Goal kick, 1-0 Millwall.
Yeah, it was a good counter-attack from Millwall. Great ball from Denori again out to Aziz on this right-hand side. Luke Thomas just retreats, backs too far off, gets the 18-yard box. Aziz gets it onto left foot. You see, he doesn't quite get enough whip on the ball, just goes about a yard wide.
Long goal kick downfield, doesn't find Carranza, and so Millwall thump it clear through Sturge. Breaks though on halfway for Ayew. Lays it back to Winks. Winks with a quick pass out to Thomas on halfway left-hand side. Looks to slide it into the path of Monga, but Thomas's passing radar is out this time. More frustration for Marty Cifuentes. Livingston 1, Motherwell 1. Motherwell equalised with a penalty. I'm not going to attempt the goal scorer's name.
Give it a go.
He's from Greece. Well, Apostolos is his first name.
That'll do.
Stamatolopoulos. There you go. I think I got it right.
I think Apostolos is on the back of his shirt, so... Just looking at Aziz, who's been excellent, obviously, in the game, scored the goal, got the penalty, but someone should tell him just to calm down, because he actually celebrated the penalty like they've actually scored. He went Bazo. He was like punching the air, jumping up to the Millwall fans.
Thumping the turf,
Yeah, you think, just calm yourself down a bit, make sure you've scored first.
Well, he didn't take the penalty. It was Mihailo Ivanovic who saw his spot kick saved by Stolacic. Falkirk 1, Dundee 1 in Scotland. Clark Robertson with an own goal gets Falkirk level. Leicester in possession. It's been an hour gone on Talksport 2 at the Den. Millwall still leading by a goal to nil as they were right on half time. Monga trying to get away from Leonard down this left hand side, but Leonard gets a foot in. Kramer thumps it clear, and Vestergaard can only head the ball out of play from halfway. And there are changes coming up. We're going to be seeing Silko Thomas coming on in a moment for Leicester City. Whether that's for Luke Thomas remains to be seen.
Are you doubting Thomas?
Very good. Very good. You hadn't prepared that one either. Impressive. Here's Casper Denori for Millwall. Guides it back for Leonard. Just a first-time ball, hopeful, over the top, trying to get Ivanovic in behind. Kundal gets a foot in, and then it's worked wide for Aziz, who's in behind. He's got Vestergaard facing him up. Ball across the face of goal, doesn't make its way through to Ballo. Played it with the outside of his left boot there, Aziz. Couldn't find Ivanovic. The ball went behind him and didn't snake its way through to Ballo. Throw to Millwall on the far side. 1-0 they lead.
Yeah, it's really good play from Denore again. Dance. Every time he gets the ball in the centre of the pitch, his first look is out to Aziz on this right-hand side. It was a brilliant ball, the outside of his left foot from Aziz, but I'd like to see him Vestergaard his 1v1. Just go and take the centre half on, because that's the last place that Vestergaard wants to be.
That Fass is going to be coming on as well. It's going to be a double change for Leicester in a minute as the ball goes out of play. It is another Millwall throw. Maybe they won't make the change just yet. Crawley 2, Bristol Rovers 0. Bristol Rovers are down to 10 men. Harry Forster with a second for Crawley. In League 2, that is. We're in the Championship live on Talksport 2 today. Millwall 1, Leicester City 0. Long throw coming in from Sturge from the far left-hand side. At the cold blow lane in. Up go the heads. It bounces at the near post. Might drop for Kramer, who hits the ball behind, and it's actually been given as a goal kick for Leicester City. And this will prompt the double change. And Fass is going to be coming on for Luke Thomas, so at least that means there's still just going to be the one Thomas out there. I can handle that. So Fass for Thomas, and Silko Thomas is waiting. Let's see who he's coming on for. The fourth official just sorting out the numbers down there, Craig Hicks. And he finally holds it up, and it's Jeremy Monga that's coming off, who's had a quiet game, Perry Groves, the youngster.
Yeah, to be fair, it's been, you said it is in the first half, men against boy, and it was in the first half and this second half where Leonard used his experience, he used his physicality and that's what Monga's got to learn, obviously, to ride the challenges, get a little bit more physical, because he wasn't in the game at all.
Leyton Orient 1, Lincoln City 0 in League 1. Idris El Mazouni. And Barnet lead at Barrow now. Adam Senior makes it Barrow 1, Barnet 2 in League 2. 63 minutes gone at the Den. Millwall 1, Leicester 0. Femi Aziz with 4 goals in 4 games, putting Millwall in front just before half-time. Leicester in possession. It is Jordan James. Out to the right-hand side, and Fatawu. James has gone again for the return. Down the right-hand side, clips the ball into the area, but it's cleared on the half volley by Jake Cooper. Just drift out of play for a throw over on the far side of the field, just in front of the halfway line. So Silko Thomas, back from loan at Wigan last season, an academy graduate for Leicester, 21 years of age. It's his 3rd appearance from the bench this season for Leicester City. What can he do on the left-hand side for the Foxes?
Be interesting, Dance, because say this left-hand side, Fass has come out. Obviously, he's normally a centre half, so he's not going to be used to being sort of exposed in the wide areas. So if you're Millwall, you just want to get to Aziz as quickly as possible.
Ball down the Leicester left, looking to get Carranza away, but the ball's protected out of play by Kramer, who took exception to the attention he was getting from Carranza. Trying to get the ball back. Reading 0, Doncaster 1 in League 1. Back-to-back losses for Donny. But they're in front of the Select Car Leasing through veteran Billy Sharp. Throw in for Millwall. Leonard throws it all the way up to the halfway line. Coley lobs it back towards the Millwall penalty area. Silko Thomas goes in for a strong header against Leonard. Now Ayew brings it away down the left wing. Denori's gone with him. Ayew twists and turns, trying to make room for a cross maybe. Put in from Denori, puts it out for a throw. And Fass is going to take it. So yeah, as Perry's rightly said, Fass is playing at left back that Thomas was playing at before. Ayew drops the shoulder, trying to get away from Femi Aziz, and then Leonard tries to clear, but just clears it straight into the fans in the lower tier of this Barry Kitchener stand. So another long throw coming in from Leicester. Millwall 1-0 up with 25 minutes to go.
Yeah, you've got to say, Dan, Leicester have been more aggressive in this second half, obviously given a ridiculous penalty away when Harry Winks slid in on Aziz. But apart from that, you can tell that Marty Cifuentes, the Leicester manager, said they need to match Millwall's aggression, and there's been more 50-50s, there've been more their little sort of 1v1s and the little battles going on. So it's whether they can create and craft that chance to get themselves an equaliser.
Well, that latest long throw came to nothing. It's just drifted out of play for a goal kick to Millwall that Crocombe smacks downfield over the head of Ivanovic, who's going to need a bit of a pick-me-up, I guess, the Millwall number 9 after that penalty save. So as things stand, Millwall are going back into 3rd in the Championship table, above Stoke. Away comes Fatawu, ball in field looking for Carranza. Good defending coming across from Kramer. Tracked the run and got his foot on the ball. And a lovely ball out to the left-hand side. Nearly found Tieno Balla from Casper Denori again, but this time it just went over the touchline before Balla could get his foot in it. But the fans loving it. Millwall 1, Leicester 0.
Yeah, it's unlucky for Taiwo over on that right-hand side for Leicester. He spun away from Sturge, and the outside of his left foot, he's trying to just feed it into Carranza. What he's got to do, Dan, he's got to put it into space rather than actually try and pick him out.
Barnsley 0, Rotherham 1 in League 1 in the South Yorkshire derby. Kean Spence for Rotherham. 3 straight wins and 4 unbeaten at the moment for Matt Hamshaw and his team. Carranza can't hold on to the ball as it's fed up to him at the edge of the area. Millwall just whack it clear up to halfway. Akoli trying to pass it down the right hand side looking for Fatawu, but passed it straight out of play. Millwall get themselves a throw in as we approach the midway point of the second half on Talksport 2. Going to be changes coming up for Millwall. Billy Mitchell's going to be coming on. He missed the game in midweek because of a virus, but he's going to be coming on as a straight swap for Casper Denori, who's had an excellent game in midfield for Millwall this afternoon, Perry Groves.
Yeah, that's a surprise. I thought he was really, really good in that midfield with Mazusako. The thing I like about Denori, Dance, is his closing down is excellent. You know, he goes and nicks it, but he doesn't dwell on the ball. He gets the ball out of his feet, and he's feeding Aziz on this right-hand side. So unless he's carrying a little knock, I think that's a a surprising substitution from
But
Alex
then
Neil.
Millwall Mitchell has been improving as an academy graduate for Millwall. Aziz picks up the ball left-hand side, but he just caught Vestergaard in trying to win the ball back. So it will be a free kick to Leicester City. You've got just over 20 minutes to try and rescue this. The relegated Premier League side performing the best out of the three that did come down, but that doesn't mean much when you're in 10th place in the table as things stand. Oh, Koli's just given the ball away again to Mazusako this time for Millwall down the inside left channel. James tracking the run. Mazusako plays it in field for Mitchell, who then wins a throw off Fatawu. Carlisle equalise at Yeovil in the National League. It might not be such a long trip home after all for the Cumbrians. Harvey McAdam makes it 1-1 at Hewish Park. Here at the Den, the floodlights are on. There's still blue sky above us, but it just feels a little bit darker. Certainly no more sunshine on the playing surface that we had in the first half. Ball's tucked back to Crocombe in the Millwall goal. I say he's in the Millwall goal, he's in the middle of his own half, and he almost drove it right against Jordan Ayew. Could have got himself in a right pickle. Meantime, Leonard hits the ball against Silko Thomas and wins a throw for the home side just shy of the halfway line. So just over 20 minutes to go on Talksport 2. Live Rugby Union coming up straight after this from Welford Road. Leicester Tigers against Sale Sharks from 5:15. Rocky Clark alongside Andrew McKenna for commentary of that one. And then we'll be off to the O2 for the undercard of the boxing, finishing with Parker against Wardley. Now here comes Zach Sturge for Millwall down the left-hand side of the area. Lays it back to Ballo at the left-hand corner of the box. Sturge again. Thought about a cross, then he gives it to Kundl, who's also out on that left-hand side. Sturge stays on side, is he? No, the flag's gone up. I did wonder whether he just strayed, and the assistant on this near side thought about it and put his flag up in the end to give a free kick to Leicester City in their right-back position. 1-0 Millwall lead, Perry Groves.
Yeah, Alex Neil, the Millwall manager, not very happy because they'd worked it well on that left-hand side. Luke Kundl just tried to roll it into Ballo, and Ballo basically is the widest on that left-hand side, and he's looking right across the flat back four of Leicester. There's no way you should be getting yourself on offside.
It's actually a bit of rain coming down here at the Den, despite the blue skies we can see opposite us over the city of London.
Would the weather go down as variable, do you think?
Yes.
Yes. Does that mean when it says variable that they actually don't know what the weather's going to be like?
Just stick your head out the window. Isn't that what you meant to do? Reading 1, Doncaster 1. Reading are level in League 1. They weren't behind for long at the Select Car Leasing. Kamari Doyle equalising in League 1. Here in the Championship, there is now 20 minutes to go. Millwall 1, Leicester City 0. Brentford-Liverpool later on Talksport. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff at the G-Tech. Carranza coming back to halfway to get involved in the play. Winks in the centre circle now, being faced up by his opposite number, Billy Mitchell. Gives it back to Okoli. Okoli does find James on the right-hand side. It was almost cut out, that pass, by Ballo. Now Fatawu, right-hand side, up against Zach Sturge. Has to come away from the penalty area to keep possession. Then lobs it into the box, looking for Ayew, but it's straight into the grateful arms of Max Crocombe. 71 minutes played, Millwall 1, Leicester 0.
Yeah, that was a pitching wedge there from Fatawu. He needs more of a 5-iron, a little bit flatter. Really easy for Crocombe just to pick the ball out of the air.
Swansea 2, Norwich 1. Zanvipotnik gets his, and Swansea's second of the afternoon. They lead again. Sturge down the left-hand side for Millwall. Level with the 18-yard line. Sends the crossover. Cleared away by the header of Winks, but Kundl will retrieve for Millwall. Leaves it for Leonard. Leonard tucks it down the right-hand side for Aziz. Couple of step overs from Aziz, gets it into the feet of Kundl, who lays it back to Leonard. Thought about a first-time cross, elects to go on the outside of Ayew. Now he gets the cross in deep to the far post. Headed across, looking for Ivanovic. It might drop for Aziz at the edge of the area, and he gets way underneath it, and it goes over the bar for a Leicester City goal kick. Still, Millwall 1, Leicester City 0 on Talksport 2.
Yeah, good play from Leonard on this right-hand side. I think the Millwall fans was frustrated he didn't hit it first time. In the end, he just takes a touch out of his feet, gets it to the far post. Great little head back from Ballo, drops it as is, and it was Jordan James who did really well for Leicester. Just made sure that he slid in, put Aziz off, skied it high, enables Leicester to regain possession from their goal kick.
Barrow 2, Barnet 2. Barrow equalise And also, Boreham Wood have equalised against Forest Green, trying to protect that long unbeaten run I mentioned earlier. 1-1 at the New Lawn. Free kick to Leicester City, 20 yards inside the Millwall half of the field. Winks, he's just been told by the referee to move it closer to this near touchline before he can take it.
Do you want my name stat today?
You've got one.
Barnet have failed to win any of their last 7 Football League games in Cumbria.
Okay, that's pretty inane.
All against Carlisle.
Oh yeah, I was going to say.
Even more inane.
Winks takes the free kick short to Ricardo Pereira. Floated across to Fatawa on the Leicester right. Leicester attacking the north stand where their expectant supporters are housed. In it comes, great cross from Fatawu, flicked onto the far post, and it goes behind for a corner kick. It came off Jake Cooper's head last of all, I think, and Leicester have a corner away to our left, but they trail by a goal to nil.
Yeah, Leicester just starting to exert that little bit of pressure. Fatawu becoming more involved on that right hand side for Leicester. But you have to say, every time a ball's come into the box so far, Dan, Kramer and Cooper, the 2 Millwall centre halves, they've been outstanding. They've made sure that they've attacked the ball.
In comes the corner from James. Great power on it, but it's flicked away by Ivanovic. Winks will let the ball go out of play so he can take the throw. Midway point of the half. Wanted to take it quickly, but in fairness to Millwall, Kundal was keeping eyes on Pereira, who was the obvious target for the short throw. So referee just wants a word with 1 or 2 players here. So I think he's talking about shirt pulling inside the area. Looking at Fatawu and Leonard in particular here, Perry.
Yeah, I think there was just a little bit of a coming together in the 18-yard box. I think what Leonard's saying is Fatawu was run into him like shoulder to shoulder. Fatawu weren't very happy. It's good refereeing from James Bell, just, sort of calming it down.
So it gives Leicester the chance to get a long throw into the box instead, which is going to be Calabacoli that's going to take it from that far side of the field, just beyond the halfway point of the Millwall half of the field. On the Leicester right, Fatawu was there down the line if he wants to go short, but Okoli is going long, but doesn't get much purchase on the throw. It is though flicked on by Vestergaard. Kramer gets it half clear, drops for Fasu, lobs it, and an overhead kick by Carranza just over the bar. Acrobatic stuff from the substitute, but just couldn't keep it down. 8 yards out. Might have caught Billy Mitchell as he went for the overhead kick. It is a goal kick in the end, and that's all to Millwall, who still lead by a goal to nil.
That was actually unlucky from Carranza there, because you say it was a medium throw, shall we say, from Okoli on that right hand side. In the end, it was Vestergaard who just got the little flick on. It was very acrobatic from Carranza. He said trying to get his overhead scissor kick in, couldn't quite get his right foot over the top of the ball, just went over Crocombe's crossbar.
Couple of changes for Leicester, and Ricardo Pereira is one of those making way to allow Patson Daka to come onto the field, and Steffi Mavididi back from injury, he's coming on as well for Leicester in place of Jordan Ayew, and they have missed Steffi Mavididi in his invention on the flanks, so he's back. Can he get back amongst the goals and get Leicester level? He's got 14 minutes in which to do it. Same goes for Patson Daka, who, as you mentioned, Perry, what was it, 1 goal in 40 odd appearances?
1 goal in 45 appearances, no goals in this calendar year. So let's hope he can pick his banjo up.
Throw in on the left-hand side for Millwall will be taken in a minute, but they're about to make a change as well. They're going to bring on Kamil Negli, the Algerian, and he's going to come on for Luke Kundal, who's put in a good shift this afternoon, I would say, Perry, in place of the absent Will Smallbone.
Yeah, he's played in that 10 position. He's been sort of neat and tidy, feeding it out to Aziz on this right hand side for Millwall. He's done his defensive job as well, because Mazu Sakho, obviously Denore initially, now Billy Mitchell, they were sort of outnumbered a little bit definitely in that first half, so Kundal just made sure that he just dropped a little bit deeper.
So Kamil Negli comes on, joined from Sparta Rotterdam at the start of 2025, Negli. Ball's out of play. Millwall will have a throw. Notts County 1, Cambridge 0. Alassane Yatta with another goal for County. He's had a good season in front of goal. And they lead Cambridge at Meadow Lane. Gateshead 2, Truro 2 in the National League. No further goals in the Premier League. Still Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1 and Newcastle 1, Fulham 1. Now here is Mavididi trying to chest the ball down the right-hand side for Leicester for Thomas, but it's gone out of play. So Thomas has gone across to the Leicester right now. Fatawi's come across to the left, the near side to us. And Carranza and Daka are playing as a 2. It's very much a 4-4-2 now for Leicester City as they chase the game, looking to get themselves level. 12 minutes to go on Talksport 2. Millwall still a goal to the good. Long ball downfield from Crocom's just going to drift out of play for a Leicester City throw on the far side of the field.
You said Dance, Carranza and Daka playing through the middle. Carranza's actually done okay since he's been on. You know, he's held the ball up really well. He's tried to get in and run the channels. So it's whether Daka just got sort of in and around him, because we all know that Daka's got really good pace.
Aziz, lovely little ball to turn it round the corner for a teammate. Can he pick up the loose ball in midfield? No, Leicester have got plenty of pink shirts around it, but Leonard fires a ball out to the left-hand corner of the box. Ballo holds it up, looks for Negley at the edge of the area. The ball just ricocheted away from him because of a Leicester City boot, and the Foxes bring it clear. Fatawu hits it long downfield looking for Daka, but Jake Cooper gets a big size 10 into that and clears it up to the halfway line. And then Fatawu goes down under pressure of a challenge from Negley. Kramer tries to get in front of his man, but away goes Mavididi. Throwing given to Millwall, the fans loving it. And Faker others will be loving this. Northampton 0, Luton 1. Lamine Fanet puts Luton in front at Sixfields, and Wickham go 2-0 up against 10-man Huddersfield in the same division in League One. That's Fred Onyedinma with the second for the Chairboys. And you heard that roar there, Perry Groves, for just Tristan Kramer winning a throw from Mavididi down this right-hand side for Millwall. It's really unified spirit here at the Den. But here's Jordan James from distance, going to go for goal. He is, but keep had it covered, and it was well wide. 1-0.
Yeah, Mavididi just rolled out to Jordan James. He's got the right idea, Dance, from about 25 yards out. Just trying to wrap his right foot around it. Just scuffed a little bit. Didn't really trouble Crocombe in the Millwall goal at all. I think what it is, Dance, the Millwall fans know, obviously this is a big sort of run there, hopefully going on. This could be their 4th win on the trot, gets them into the top 3. So they know this is a big game.
Camille Negley down the left-hand side for Millwall. Down towards the dead ball line, just turns away from Akoli, tries to whip the cross in. Blocked by Akoli, but comes back to Negley. Ballow's out there in support. Gives it back to Negley. He rolls it back 15 yards or so for Sturge, and then further back for Cooper. Keeping the ball well, Millwall, down that far left-hand side. Now Ballow's just got ahead of James for a moment. Puts an early cross in. Turned behind by Vestergaard for a corner, who had to make that because Ivanovic was right behind him, right in front if he'd missed it. Corner to Millwall, who lead 1-0.
Yeah, good link-up play on that left-hand side from Millwall. Sturge just roll it to Ballo. Ballo doing exactly the right thing, getting the ball out of his seat, just feet with his left foot, just bending it across that 6-yard box. Brilliant defending from Vestergaard. Sometimes you have to just defend space. Puts it out for a corner for Millwall on their left,
which Negley's going to take where the Coldblow lane meets the Dockers stand. Out swinger deep to the far post. Up goes Cooper, heads it into the 6-yard box, comes out to Mitchell, but he can't get the shot away because Fatawu just put a foot in and turned it behind for yet another Millwall corner away to our right. 1-0.
Oh, Cooper had him over a barrel there, Dance. It was a brilliant delivery from that left-hand side from Negley. Cooper's got a free header. I think he's going to score, Dance. He's headed it actually the wrong direction, got his timing wrong. Another corner for Millwall on their left-hand side.
Negley again to take it. 8 minutes to go. Drifts it to underneath the crossbar. Kramer goes up with the goalkeeper and he fouls him according to the referee, so a free kick to Leicester City. Blackburn Rovers 1, Southampton 1. Ryan Alabiosu, the fullback, equalises for Rovers at Ewood Park. And Bromley equalised at home to MK Dons. That's 1-1 as well. Just 1 in 8 for Bromley. But Deji Elarewa gets it level as Leicester take a long ball downfield, and Daka tried to flick it onto the path of Carranza. Leonard gives it back to the goalkeeper Crocombe under a bit of pressure. Slightly arrogant touch from Aziz on halfway, and then he actually tried to win it back, and he was fouled by Harry Winks, and a yellow card for Harry Winks. Probably on the totting up procedure as much as anything else, Perry Groves, but a yellow card all the same.
Yeah, I think he got away with a penalty, didn't he, where he slid on Aziz. This one, you said there, James Bell, the referee. Harry Winks, a little bit of desperation. Aziz just had a little Cruyff turn, looked like he was going to get away from this right-hand side. Winks just pulls him down.
7 minutes to go on Talksport 2. Millwall looking to go third in the Championship table once again, which they will if they hang on to this scoreline. This 1-0 lead that they've held since just before the half-time whistle. Leonard with a free kick on halfway, drilled up to the edge of the area. Fass gets it clear. It'll drop for Fatawu. Lobs it up towards the halfway line. Gets it back from Mavididi. Fatawu looking to release Mavididi down the left, but the pass was too far ahead of him and comfortably dealt with by Leonard. Back to his goalkeeper Crocombe once again. Winks heads the ball back into the Millwall half. Now Fatawu picks it up, can run at the back line here, into the area left-hand side, goes down under pressure from Kramer, and the referee says no foul as Kramer clears up to halfway. And then Aziz and Fass in a bit of a clinch like they're doing Strictly Come Dancing. But they come away with it to Millwall, and Ivanovic keeps it in play, but the offside flag had gone up against the Leicester player beforehand anyway. It's getting a bit tense around here because the Millwall fans sense that this is close to being yet another win, but Leicester are starting to ask one or two questions.
Didn't you just think that epitomised what this Millwall side are all about? When Fatawu is 1v1 versus Kramer, where the centre-half Kramer doesn't want to be on the edge of his 18-yard box, Fatawu looks to go on the outside of him. Kramer just like shoulders him off it. He says, "Don't be silly, son. You ain't getting past me." You could hear the roar of approval from the Millwall fans because the two centre-halves, Kramer and Cooper, they are just old-fashioned, no-nonsense centre-halves.
That's the voice of Perry Groves alongside me, Ian Danter, here at the Den. Here goes Carranza through the middle, but across comes Sturge on the cover from full-back this time. Can't get it completely clear. Daka has won it off him down the left-hand side of the area, but Sturge goes in again, and a goal kick is the result because Carranza can't keep the ball in play. And this time it was the other full-back, Zach Sturge, from the left-hand side on the cover, doing his duty for Millwall to preserve their lead.
Yeah, that's what you need when your two centre-halves are slightly out of position. Kramer and Cooper a little bit further up the pitch. Then Sturge sees that Carranza looks like he's going to get in, just comes across, makes sure he just nicks it off him, then carries on his run. And again, every single challenge, every single tackle that Millwall win is like a standing ovation, isn't it? It's like a massive round of applause because this is a club and a team that are as one.
Middlesbrough 1, Wrexham 1. Middlesbrough equalised through Hayden Hackney at the Riverside. And elsewhere, Wickham gearing up for their Carabao Cup tie live on Talksport 2 against Fulham on Tuesday in great style. They've now gone 3-0 up against Huddersfield Town. An own goal from Daniel Vost puts Wickham further clear at Adams Park.
Did you know it's the first ever league meeting between Middlesbrough and Wrexham?
I do now. 4 minutes to go. Millwall 1, Leicester City 0. Rugby Union to follow straight after this commentary. Leicester Tigers against Sale Sharks from 5:15. And don't forget Brentford Liverpool live on Talksport tonight in the Premier League. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff at the GTEC. Ball's back with Stolarczyk, the Leicester goalkeeper. But time running out for Leicester. Otherwise it's going to be 4 straight wins for Millwall. Ball across the defensive third. Was controlled well in the end by Vestergaard, almost had it taken off his toe by the lively Aziz, but now it's out to Fatawu, left-hand side for Leicester, makes it to the midway point of the half, fires it infield but straight onto the right boot of Kramer, who volleys it clear. But here comes Okoli for Leicester, trying to play the ball down the centre of the pitch, but the ricochet off Negley gives it back to Millwall, and Sturge hoofs it downfield, and Winks' header presents the ball straight to Billy Mitchell, and he immediately looks for Aziz down the Millwall right. He's got fast backpedaling, gets to the area, pulls it across the 18-yard line, and it just evades both Ballo and Mitchell. And then there's a clear shove by Leonard on Fatawu. Free kick to Leicester City after a swift Millwall counter-attack. 1-0.
Silko Thomas did really well there for Leicester. Dance looked like he would overload on this right-hand side as the ball just slipped played to the edge of the box to Billy Mitchell. Silko Thomas made sure he did his defensive duties, come in from Leicester's right and just nicked it off his toe.
Aziz has just been given the sponsors Man of the Match award. It's his goal that is ultimately going to be the decider here as things stand. 87 minutes gone. James for Leicester City, working it out to Silko Thomas on the right-hand side. Gets to the right-hand corner of the box, plays the ball back into the air along the deck for Jordan James, but his shot is blocked by Jake Cooper. And out for a throw to Leicester on the far right-hand side.
Yeah, good link-up play on that right-hand side. Silko Thomas just rolling into Jordan James, gets his cross away, but Cooper just makes sure it comes away from the centre of the 6-yard box, gets his blocking.
James puts the ball into the box and Crocombe has to tip it over the crossbar. It was drifting underneath. There was nobody really challenging him, but he had to do something with that. So he's conceded a corner to Leicester City over on the far side of the field. And which side it's been given on? It's been given on the right-hand side that James is going across to take, where the North Stand meets the Docker Stand. Less than 2 minutes to go on Talksport 2. Millwall 1, Leicester City 0. James with the corner, right-footed out swinger into the near post. Fast can't get there. Ballo lobs it clear. Okoli picks it up just ahead of the centre circle. Harry Winks now for Leicester. Plays a crossfield ball left to right, looking for James. Thomas works the ball into the area. Missed by Leonard, but Kramer and Cooper between them get the ball clear. Anywhere will do for Millwall right now. As we edge towards added time, can Millwall hold out for a 4th straight championship win? Fast for Leicester City. Plays a 1-2 with James, but not the best ball back. But James has it again, 30 yards out. Slips in fast down the right-hand side of the area, across the face of goal, and Cooper slides in to concede a corner. They shall not pass, say Millwall.
Yes, Leicester just exerting that bit of pressure. Millwall just sitting a little bit deeper. Really good play down the right-hand side. Fast gets his cross in. It's Cooper again. One of the Millwall centre-halves making sure he's defending that 6-yard box. And Millwall have an over my dead body attitude dance, don't they, at the moment? It's whether they can see this last minute out.
15 seconds of normal time to go, plus whatever James Bell, the referee's going to add on for stoppages and substitutions. We're about to find that out. Leicester a goal down. James with the corner for them. Onto the 6-yard line. Attempted volley by Carranza. He's missed it. 6 minutes we're into now of added time as Winks tries to send the ball back into the Millwall box and gets it all wrong. A goal kick. Blackburn 2, Southampton 1, and son of Ida Gudjohnsen, Andrew Gudjohnsen. I think that's his first goal for Blackburn. And they turned it around against another of the relegated sides not having a good day. Meanwhile, Joe Bryan is going to be coming on for Millwall. So too Idemo Imaku for a double change as stoppage time begins here at the Den. And Tieno Ballo has put in another very lively performance, Perry, and he's the first player coming off.
Yep, he's been lively, not quite as good as it is on this right-hand side, but on the left-hand side what Ballo does is he makes sure that he does his defensive duties as well. So he got himself in front of Sturge, had a couple of decent crosses in the second half. Just Alex Neil, a couple of tactical substitutions, and just trying to obviously just take the
Was that Sturge the other player coming off? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
To allow Imaku to come on. So we're into that 6 minutes of added time, but we've already played a minute and we barely had any football in that time. Newcastle look to have won it right at the death against Fulham. Bruno Guimaraes makes it Newcastle 2, Fulham 1 in the Premier League. Down the left-hand side for Leicester comes Abdul Fatawu. Gets away from Aziz, tries to nutmeg Leonard and get inside the area. Goes down, corner given by the referee in front of those Leicester fans, desperate for their team to get something out of this game.
Yeah, Millwall doubling up in the defensive areas with Leonard there and Aziz, making sure that Fatawu doesn't get to the byline, but just gets a little nick on it. Corner for Leicester. Jordan James is going to whip it in from this left-hand side with his right foot.
Peterborough 1, Blackpool 2. Scott Banks might have won it for Ian Evans' new side. In comes the corner from James. Out to the edge of the area. Kept away from danger. Imaku with the important touch to bring it clear. Throw into Leicester, but it's back towards the halfway line. Oldham 1, Shrewsbury 2. In League 2, Shrewsbury might have won it late on through Tommy McDermott. Now Leicester have it down the right-hand side with Silko Thomas driving for the byline. Up against Imaku, down by the corner flag now. But he's lost out in the end, and it was hit against him by Imaku. Throw to Millwall, celebrated like it's a second goal for the London side. 1-0, stoppage time is 2.5 minutes old.
Yeah, Imaku again doing his defensive duties for Millwall, ends up in the left-back position against Silko Thomas. Just make sure that Silko Thomas can't get past him and plays a little ricochet off of him. Millwall get the throw-in.
Taken down the left-hand side by Bryan, flicked on towards halfway. Leicester want it back, but only briefly. It's tucked over the halfway line. There's 3 Millwall shirts running forward, but Fass comes across and a no-nonsense clearance into the Millwall fans in that lower tier of the Docker stand opposite. But it gives the home side a throw, and it gives them a few seconds just to eat up here. Hanging on to this 1-0 lead. 3 minutes to the minimum, 6 have gone on Talksport 2.
I don't know if you noticed, Dance, when the fourth official put the 6 minutes up, Alex Neil, the Millwall referee, Millwall coach, just had a little polite word in his ear. I think he probably said, how have you got 6 minutes injury time?
Here is Ivanovic, who had a penalty saved in the second half. Gets Imaku away down the left-hand side for Millwall. Tried to nutmeg Akoli at the edge of the area, but Akoli was wise to it and intercepted. Joe Bryan heads it back downfield. Ivanovic brings it up to the edge of the area. Again, Akoli gets a foot in to win it back. Charlton equalise at Hull, 1-1 in the Championship. What a challenge from Ryan Leonard to stop Fatawu getting away down this left-hand side.
I thought he just got the second goal.
I was just looking away, and suddenly in comes this challenge from Leonard, and it's a roar of approval from around us here in the Barry Kitchener stand. Long ball downfield for Leicester, but that's easy for Joe Bryan to nod clear. And Imaku can now make another run into the Leicester half of the field. Negley just inside him. Negley runs into Vestergaard, but gets the benefit of the ricochet. Aziz in acres of space on this near side, gets it now, level with the 18-yard line. Aziz trying to go beyond Mavididi, gets to the dead ball line, still has it. Aziz goes down, and a free goal kick has been given by the referee. But that's more time gone for Leicester to try and get back into this. 1-0 Millwall.
Aziz should be going into the corner, Dance. I know obviously he thinks obviously with his skill we can get the second goal, but him and Negley should be just rolling the ball in the corner to waste time.
Because here comes Jordan James down the right for Leicester. Back at the ball into the box. Daka's header straight at the keeper, and he makes a good save. Patson Daka had the chance there from James's deep cross, but he tried to get the maximum purchase on it. But Crocombe just had to move slightly to his left to make the save. Still 1-0 Millwall.
Good save from Crocombe. Just made sure he didn't come from the cross. Brilliant cross from Jordan James to the right-hand side. He said Daka got his header downwards. He couldn't quite redirect it diagonally back across Crocombe. That all started because Aziz and Negley didn't go into the corner. Leicester recycled the ball. Really good save from the Millwall goalkeeper.
30 seconds to go. Can Millwall hang on? Akoli hits it long downfield, headed away by Leonard. For Millwall, Sunderland have won it at Chelsea. Chelmsford Talby. Chelsea won Sunderland 2 in the Premier League. What a story. Ball's out of play. Millwall are going to get a throw, and they're going to get 3 points, and this place is going to erupt when the final whistle goes. They are ready to celebrate all around us here in South London. It's going to be a throw from Ryan Leonard. The 6 minutes of minimum stoppage time are up. It's now up to the referee to decide if there's any more. Fass heads it back to the halfway line. Ivanovic tries to tuck it down the right-hand side. Wink sends it forward for Leicester. Good header cleared by Kramer. Akoli up to halfway, playing head tennis with Mitchell at the moment. Mitchell again hooks it out of play. Leicester throw. Still we play on. Tranmere equalise against Chesterfield, 1-1. One last chance maybe for Leicester. Away it goes from Leonard onto the chest of Ivanovic, who did well to control it on his chest. Still we play on. Stolarczyk hits it high into the South London sky. Flicked on by Daka. James now can work it to Silko Thomas. Right hand side of the area, but his ball is comfortably saved at the near post by Max Crocombe, and surely that is that.
Yeah, that was the last chance for Leicester City. From Silko Thomas, who's got to get a better delivery from that right-hand side. Easy save for Crocombe.
Downfield it goes, and still no final whistle yet. Volleyed away by Wout Fass onto the halfway line. Leonard gets his head to it. Fass has got to chase after it again. Oh, he's hit it straight against Aziz, who's now running into the area. Can he make it too? Oh, it's a wild shot wide of the post. And it's going to be a goal kick to Leicester. We played now 7.5 minutes of added time. Millwall 1, Leicester 0.
That's a really tired effort from Aziz there, because he got the ball from Wout Faes. If he just takes it another 5 or 6 yards onto the 18-yard box.
There goes the full-time whistle. 4 straight wins for Millwall. 4 goals in 4 games for Femi Aziz. And the London Lions go back 3rd in the Championship and sink relegated Leicester, condemning them to back-to-back defeats. After their defeat at Hull in midweek, they're beaten here in South London. Aziz got the only goal of the game just on the half-time whistle. Delightful crossfield ball from Casper Denori, brought down by Aziz superbly, and then in a flowing movement fired the ball into the back of the net, and that was enough to see off Leicester. They had a chance right at the end. Patson Daka with a free header straight at the goalkeeper. And it's all celebration here at the Den. Status quo piling through the PA system. No one likes them. They don't care. They only care about where they are in the table. They're 3rd. Full time at the Den. Millwall 1, Leicester City 0.
Oh, and they fully deserved that, Millwall. Leicester kept on pushing, particularly in that last 10 to 15 minutes, but ultimately too little too late, and not enough strike power yet again for Leicester City, Perry.
Very much so. If you looked in the second half, Leicester a little bit more aggressive, but Crocombe in the Millwall goal, he only had a save to make. It's in the 95th minute when it was a good cross from Jordan James from the right-hand side. Daka got himself unmarked, tried to head it down, couldn't quite redirect it enough. And that sort of summed up Leicester's second half, because they were a little bit more aggressive. They matched Millwall in their 50-50s, but you said there, Faye, there's no creativity. There's no final product in the box. They just sort of lack imagination. So in the end, the only reason there was tension in the Den here today is because it's 1-0, and then obviously Millwall drop a little bit deeper. But I have to say, we're going to talk about Aziz, who was obviously man the match, but Kramer and Cooper, I know they sound like a couple of private detectives from the 1980s, but they are, and I mean this, and it's praise, what I call old-fashioned centre-halves, where they're not bothered about playing out from the back, they're not bothered about splitting, and going through the lines. The ball comes into the box, one of them goes and attacks it, the other one sort of sweeps up behind him. They don't try and be too clever, they don't have the range of passing, but I lost count of the amount of times that the crosses have come into the box and Kramer and Cooper got their head on it and cleared the danger. I thought they were outstanding as a pair.
I absolutely agree with you, particularly in some of the scarier moments, if you're a Millwall fan, of the game, where Leicester were starting to pile the pressure on. Cool heads and some great leadership, as you would expect. We know that we can get that from Jake Cooper, the Millwall captain anyway, such a stalwart of the club, as he applauds the fans making his way back into the tunnel. This Millwall side and the atmosphere, I haven't been to the Den for a little while, but I tell you what, the atmosphere today has been absolutely superb. If they keep this up for the rest of the season, and they keep picking off wins like this, 1-0 wins here and there, this togetherness that it feels like that's cultivating here, can they do something special?
Yeah, I think they can. I think, as you said, there's 20,000 fans in here, probably a couple of thousand Leicester City fans, and you could feel the excitement before the game, when you come into the game. Then they see their team giving everything. They leave everything out there. And another one I've got to mention in dispatches is Leonard, the right back, because obviously he was up against the young lad for Leicester City, Mongo, on the left-hand side, and he actually gave him an exhibition on how to play the physical side of the game. And Monga, obviously, he's only sort of 16, so he'll learn from it, but Leonard was very, very dominant on that side. So, and Mill won all of their individual battles, even in midfield with Mazusako and Denori, I thought was very good as well. His passing range is good. So, as you said there, Faye, this is their 4th win on the trot. The last time they won 4 league games on the trot was back in November 2024. They were all 1-0. So they've won this one 1-0. And when you win these tight games, because they know, you said, Leicester City, the big hitters, obviously been relegated, come here. And then the Millwall fans were thinking, right, I wonder how good we are, because obviously Leicester have got good individual players, but the team collective from Millwall, I thought, was far stronger than the Leicester City one. Leicester City come out and they were more aggressive in the second half. But that was just matching Millwall. It wasn't overrunning Millwall. So that's why they sort of stayed in the game. But in the end, as I say, Crocombe in the Millwall goal, he had quite a sort of comfortable second half, really. You know, he wasn't like an octopus, was he? Like pulling saves off all over the place. So Alex Neil, he'll be delighted with the sort of the resilience and robustness of his team today.
Without a doubt. And actually, they stay in third, Millwall, which is where they started the day before some of the other results came in at lunchtime. They're only 2 points behind Middlesbrough now, because Middlesbrough dropped points today against Wrexham. Late equaliser from Hayden Hackney to save them a point. Bristol City have won, so they're fourth. They beat Birmingham. Sorry, Dance. Avoided talking about that too much today. And by the way, final score, Blackburn 2, Southampton 1. Southampton had a player sent off in that one. So again, we're all topsy-turvy again in the Championship. It's just such a fascinating league every single week, without a doubt. It's been a joy. Been a joy to be alongside you both as well today. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Perry. Brilliant as always.